to the Inglorious Ingrates. It's time for another episode. We have with us today Idris.
Ahoy!
Arkon. Sakura.
You didn't see me respond because I replied in Thieves' Camp.
Winter's with us, just running a little late. Dasria.
Hi.
And we have a guest with us today, Norden.
Greetings.
Right now we have Avery is currently unavailable, and yes, I know. And so Avery will not be joining us today. And Musi has left for college, so Musi will be gone, and we'll be talking about where Musi left off to. Right now, everybody is admiring Norden's miniature holder, which is a chest that is endemic, which
I've never wanted to
I'm going to be honest is pretty cool looking.
Yeah, you guys
I'm like this close to mugging a stranger right now.
you guys slide that around the table.
Later on, I'll be asking Norden if I can take a picture for the blog. For those of you familiar with the Day of the Dungeon Master blog. In any case, so we're going to talk about some of that stuff, and of course we have for lack of a better word, a side quest today, where the party is going to be heading to deal with some things. First off, we're going to deal since we talked about it before our recording today. We're going to talk about time. When everybody showed up in Redfern, by the time everybody showed up in Redfern, it had been 6 months since their original capture. And they spent some time doing various things. There was the party and all these other things. They spent a good 8 weeks with all of the different things that they were doing leading up to the party. And then, of course, the week after the party. So it has been a total of 8 months since your guys' original captures. Okay? Yeah, I know. Also, since one of the things that you guys were doing and you guys needed help with, Aramil, if you remember Aramil, your Elven Ranger, short-term Elven Ranger companion, and Musi said that while you guys were doing your thing out to the east-southeast in the plains, they were going to go hunt down information on the assassin that attacked Baron Mogumir and Idris. During their meeting.
Which one was he attacking?
Who knows? We don't know. In any case, there is another party planned in a couple of weeks. And in the meantime, the party is taking some time to go in and do some other tasks. Really quickly, leading up to this, is there anything that the party wanted to do before they left town? Idris, we'll start with you.
I guess looking into making contact with networks of information brokers outside of Redfern.
Okay.
So I have my connections in the city, but now I'm looking to expand that network outwards to other kingdoms, other major capitals in the region, if that's possible, as well as working on finding transportation out to the location I told you about in our private messages.
Correct. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
That is going to be a fat 11.
Currently, you don't seem to be able to have anything. You're going to have to, you're guessing based on what you have heard, you're going to have to get to Rib, that town to the southwest. That's a coastal town. You're going to have to get to Rib.
Okay.
It's that town between Forest and Redfern that you guys pass through, and probably get some contacts, build some contacts there, because there is a shipping lane from there.
I'm also going to private message you something else.
Very good.
But that's all I got.
Got you. You also have not gotten any messages from siblings at the Adventurers Guild yet.
Okay. Can I have also try to attempt to make contact with that cleric that we've known to visit the asylum? Or would you need me to do be that
Traveling.
The priest.
The priest, yeah.
The man known as the priest.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me another investigation check.
That money? 23.
23. You can't seem to find anybody to make contact with him. However, you did seem to find out that he is due the week before the party
To come back to the asylum.
to come back to the asylum and the temple.
The rescheduled party?
Yeah.
Which, how far are we out from that again?
Oh, rescheduled party as opposed to.
The part. Remember the original party that went completely to
Yeah.
That shit.
Okay, I didn't know that was rescheduled.
That it was rescheduled.
Because I'm talking about my meeting with the Baron.
Correct. And that meeting with the Baron is actually scheduled. What did we say?
I think it was before. But I don't
It's
remember.
before. It's also the week before the party. The Baron. It is also being held at the Baron's estate.
The meeting and the party?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So the week before is when the priest is due back at the temple and at the asylum, and as well as when your meeting is with the Baron.
Man, we were really scrambling.
Hey, you got punishment?
What?
Icon.
Okay.
No problem. All right. Next, let's go to Arkon. I believe we had talked on Messenger. And you had a couple of things that you were wanting to purchase.
Yeah.
That's the pole arms, I believe.
Yeah, it's not in D&D Beyond.
What's not?
Horns.
Pole arms, various different. There's like
Glaives.
glaives
Glaive
and halberds
Okay.
are both count as different pole arms.
I was gonna look at.
How many and of what are you looking to purchase?
Prefer anything with reach.
Both glaives and halberds do have reach.
What about nets?
And nets.
Nets, I believe, are in there as well.
Are they?
I think
It's under special.
special. I think it's under special things.
Actually, depending on D&D Beyond, you're better off going to the player's handbook in there and looking under equipment.
Oh,
To
okay.
find
Yeah.
those particular things.
Is there anything else you're looking for in doing?
Yeah, I think that was about it.
Okay. Sakura.
I guess basically just picking Oriana's mind to get more details from her about my origins other than what's in the book.
She gives you what she can, but she says that on orders of your father that it is to most of that is going to have to come from him, and he apologizes for his tardiness, but he will be meeting up eventually. He's apparently due for a diplomatic visit to the city, so in the future, so he'll be in town eventually. Okay. Anything else, Sakura?
Try not to screw things up and make an international incident before that, hopefully.
Okay.
I'm surprised that she has the consent for that.
She continues. She now has you doing your hair every day. She does understand that what you do for a living and has a special hairpiece to wear for when that is a thing. So when you're planning on going out and quote doing that adventuring nonsense, she actually has robes specifically for you, as well as hairpiece, whole nine, and specialized boots, whole 9 yards.
Waiters and raincoat.
Yeah. Anything else?
I want to poke around the asylum, just to see what kind of security is on that place.
Security really depends on the level of danger they pose to society. For example, those who are criminally insane are locked tight. There's many guards that run around it that keep them caged, basically. And the security gets progressively more lax to like one guard for the equivalent of the nursing home, where Idris' sister and and Gasria's mentor had both been. But it's it's not so much lax as the two of them have shown that there are minor holes in security, and they patch those holes and get through those loopholes. But Dastria's mentor is extremely intelligent and was always finding a way to get out.
That halfling luck.
Right? We're going to come back to Winter because Winter stepped away for a moment. And Dastria, what do you got?
How long between the last session and where we're starting today has it been?
It's the week before you guys head out.
So it's like a week.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that one's kind of paused, right? Because her familiar had just found that orb. And
Yes. And, well, not so much paused as you came back from that.
She's a little overwhelmed.
Yeah. Dastria's a little overwhelmed after what she discovered last session.
I still really wish I got the chance to use tech magic, but that's a whole other thing I have to save for another time, right?
You could have used it, yeah, sure.
Okay, actually, let me put it this way. One of the things I think she spends like a day or two doing is hanging out near the estate, trying her best to play spy. I'm not sure how good she is at it, but if she could, she would have tried
Give me
to
a
find
charisma check.
God.
Deception, particularly.
Just adding my charisma bonus.
It's deception.
Deception. 11.
For the most part, she seems to be semi-successful. A couple of guards eventually ask, "Who the hell are you?" and get the hell off of the Baron, get away from the Baron's property. You're acting sus.
That's fair.
But when you were there first, you did cast detect magic.
We turned through the rules. I couldn't have cast it through my familiar.
Yeah, you can cast spells through your familiar.
Yeah, but I was also holding invisibility, which is a concentration in tech magic.
Correct.
But I think there was a chance she would have tried to find her way into like a house that may have been able to look over the wall, so she could just get an aura or something. Does that make sense? I don't know if that's possible.
Give me an investigation check.
Let's not get screwed again. No, I got screwed again. Good. It's one of these days. The investigation?
Yeah.
10.
Unfortunately not. Dastria does consider the idea of looking for getting a potion of invisibility so she can cast a spell.
I have no money. Well, I
but
have
that's going to cost you about 200 gold.
I have 140. So.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Well, I'm a platinum, but no.
Okay.
Okay, so then probably gives up on that pretty quick. The only thing I can really think of is that maybe she spent some time talking to her mentor, asking if there's like anything that can be done to like not so much clear his name, but I guess clear people coming after him, so we could maybe try to find a way to move about without being tracked down. I guess.
Okay.
I don't know if that's something they could do together. If he has ideas on how to do that, but
To do what again? I'm sorry.
kind of like clear his name in the sense of like trying to make it so that people aren't constantly looking for him. If there's any way to do
He
that.
says, as long as I can be declared competent, I will be fine. And it's a matter of an evaluation by a cleric, and it's no big deal.
Okay, so I guess she doesn't do that for the weekend. And I guess she hangs out with him and also offers to teach Sakura manners or etiquette.
Give me that Arcana check about the hunt you guys are planning. I want to see what you know about if you're decide to get obsessed about what you're hunting.
8 total.
8 total. You have no idea. You are fascinated about these creatures, but you've got nothing on this.
My opinion is, I don't know, I guess we kill it.
And you probably don't need to worry about teaching me manners. You notice that Soriana could probably teach you
I am
about
trying to
manners.
extend, first of all, eat shit.
No,
Second
I
of
mean,
all,
she is-
I am trying to extend an
she is so
olive branch,
prim.
I will fight you.
She is so prim and proper. She makes you seem lowborn.
Okay.
No, now to be fair, Soriana does look at Dastria and goes, "She's right." Like she'll tell you, she'll offer a suggestion to help you, and you're just like, and Soriana goes, "She's right." Like it's very very obvious, you know. Like Soriana takes Dastria aside these things. She goes, "You could do well to follow her example."
Again, she offers. You don't have to take her up on it. You can tell her to eat shit. I'm just saying, Dastria is extending an olive branch here and saying, I can help if you want. Damn.
Okay. So, lastly, we have Norden. Norden, you are from the sorry, my evasion's like shooting me in the face right now. You're from the Stormcrow clan to the southeast. Your clan, the Goliath clans hail from these massive earth moats that float with these massive trees growing on them, and their roots extend to the ground. And as they move and gather nourishment from the earth. You you're familiar with Arkon, who is the son of Tormund, the arch chieftain of his tribe, and that Arkon himself was the blade or protector of the tribe's high priestess, Argatha. Argatha was thought to be dead, but showed back up. You were highly, and you know that that Arkon left on his shadow march. It's like a funeral march to go out into the world to mourn the loss of your mate, which is Argatha was his mate. And about 3 months ago, she showed back up, and you were highly suspicious of this. You're not sure what happened or why, but it was widely believed and understood that she died. Like, there was a funeral and everything, and she showed back up. So, with that, stop recording. Sorry, DMD. So, you were on your way. The last you had heard that on his shadow march, that he was, of all places, in Redfern, the capital city of this nation, the kingdom of India, and you went looking for him, and you've gotten word that there's this massive Goliath in town, has been seen in these strange places, a high-end tavern and these other places, and the last place you heard is he's at a farm on the outskirts of town.
I would like to investigate that area. Like where the farm is. Maybe look for some like leads, something like that.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
18.
Outstanding. Norden, you come to this farm, and there's a huge, for lack of a better word, cast of characters there. There's several humans, male, female. You see a couple of tabaxi have been there. In fact, the last thing you see is a tabaxi and an elf leave together, and of course, several people that look like they are the farmers from there. And sure enough, coming out of the back, coming around the back, looks like it's bathed, is this massive Goliath who is just fastening looks like he finished oiling himself down, and he's fastening his kilt back on.
Slowly as possible.
So,
Gotta really put on a show for the farmers.
you said there's a person, the Goliath is putting stuff back on, and then you said there was 2 people leaving, correct? So if the Goliath is there and the 2 people are leaving, I might want to trail the 2 people. I might want to trail the 2 people, like tail them.
You see the Goliath on the farm. The 2 other people are leaving the farm.
Okay, so trying to like figure out what's going on. So maybe like trying to listen in on the conversation.
Give me a perception check.
That's one.
Nice. You actually hear this young human female who apparently is named Avery saying, "Oh God, Arkon, and you just get dressed? Nobody wants to see you running around naked. This is not acceptable in this part of the world." It seems you found your quarry.
Can't help it, you people are savages.
She just throws up her hands. Ah! And as she goes in, her mother goes, "Honey, you really have to be more tolerant of other cultures."
Is she fanning herself at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, after all of that, maybe I can try and confront him about what is going on.
Okay. You guys see another Goliath, male, another male Goliath show up on the farm, and he's
Surely not male.
another Goliath showing up on the farm.
I'm going to ask for something at this point. Let's do brief character introductions. We don't know what he looks like or what we look like and stuff.
Go ahead, start with Idris.
Okay, so most likely you will see this medium tall half-elf male, a little bit darker skinned, a little bit more regalia and several instruments upon him. A little bit of like high seas like, doesn't really wear shoes, but kind of wears sandals. Kind of like shorts that go down right below the knee. Kind of just working on, you see him taking care of like this woman that's relatively close to his age, but seems to be in rags.
Arkon, 7'8". No visible hair on my body except for maybe eyebrows. Strange yellowish, almost owl-like eyes with heavily tanned skin and these bright blue swirling tattoos all over his body. Dressed pretty much normally kilt, big battle kilt. I mean, this one. He's got a giant mead horn on his back, and that's about it, really. Yeah, a couple hand axes at his hip, and a giant battle axe.
What about the great?
The great.
Oh yeah. He has, strangely enough, near him, when he's out, finished getting dressed, sharpening his axe in the front yard of the farm. Propped up next to him, you notice, never far from his side, is not like a grate, like a hatch, almost like a jailer's hatch, sort of. I was just one that's square, and it's leaning up next to him, and you notice it's got quite a bit of blood stain, and there's little fetishes and bones and teeth and feathers and all that kind of stuff hanging off of it like it's adorned, and seems like it might be an item of importance to him.
Sakura.
So, Sakura appears to be human, about 5.5 feet tall, dark hair with silver streaks, which seems odd because she looks really young, but her hair looks almost like someone older. But if you look closely, it actually looks like silver, not gray in her hair, which is pretty peculiar. She's uncomfortably walking around in a fancy dress. Looks like she might, be getting ready to tear the seams off of it out of frustration.
All right, Winter, describe yourself.
Well, I guess I look like a white cat with black leopard print. Typically wearing some kind of two-piece dress or something of the sort. And there's a large hole in my right ear.
And what are you carrying?
Hold on, let me see what instrument I have.
Gotta check the paper machine.
Nondescript musical instrument.
A lute.
Blue.
And that's about it.
Okay. That's real.
Dastria is a 5'11", kind of lavender skinned tiefling woman with, I like to imagine, like the ram style horns. Golden eyes, dressed very, very nicely in like noble style clothing, although it's all pretty rumpled and she's definitely got some straw sticking out of her long white hair. She is carrying a very bratty looking book and is probably currently sitting under a tree on the farm somewhere, looking somewhere between like she's either trying to read or take a nap and she can't decide which. And she's frustrated by that.
She may or may not look like she's been, or look like and smell like she's been sleeping in the cow farm.
Again, she's got hair in her hair. She doesn't look very put together right now.
That's all of us. So.
Okay. And now describe yourself, Nordic.
Okay. So. So. I'm basically so I'm like relatively tall Goliath. I usually have a great axe on my back, hand axe, and a javelin on my sides. I have a relatively long tooth feature. Relatively long. It's not sharp, but it's more of a rounded tooth.
Like a snaggle tooth?
Really, I only have one scar, and that is just on the nostril. It's just very, very tiny, barely noticeable. Pretty much don't wear a top. I usually just want to wear like some sort of tight pants. I don't care which ones. It has to be pants and then boots.
Okay. Okay.
So it's not a cultural thing.
No.
Okay.
You discovered the glory of pants on your travel and you never look back.
He is kind of young.
Oh, that could explain things.
Okay. So what do you do?
Do I write nothing?
Give me a wisdom check.
9.
No. Yes. Burying of somebody from your clan, but you don't recognize his face.
So that.
But you have a good sized clan. So.
Yeah, he could be from one of the other 7 tribes that make up the clan.
Yeah.
There is that other clan
Mm-hmm.
that has resisted the transition to kilts.
And the lesser tribes within your clan.
Yeah. So, does he have any markings on it? Tattoos, things like that?
Like on my shoulder.
So he's got clan markings on it, but doesn't have a lot. He must be young.
Minimal.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's a design that I recognize.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will pick up my axe and I'll walk out.
Do the rest of us notice this happening, or?
Give me a perception check for everybody else.
Oh, now I roll good.
That's a fat 8.
8. Idris is more worried about his sister, Sakura. Sakura's being lectured by.
I think I ripped my dress and ran into the woods.
Sakura's currently being lectured by her handmaiden. Winter.
15.
Winter, you notice this whole thing, this massive Goliath walking up to the property and Arkon approaching. What about you?
17.
And you notice it too. Hey, what do you do?
So what's the standard greeting? Y'all like punch each other in the face when you see each other?
Walk up to him and draw my dagger.
Okay.
And hold it up to his chest. Walk right up to him.
Okay.
From the health. Cut the blade across his chest.
Okay. Take 1 point of damage.
What are you doing here?
So I am currently trying to figure out. So there was another Glenn that died about a couple months ago, and then 3 months ago she just appeared.
I'm sorry. 8 months ago, she had died about 8 months ago, and a little over 8 months ago, and she appeared about 5 months ago. Sorry.
By the way, you did the same thing to me.
Yeah. Take 1 point.
Yeah.
It's a greeting. Take the dagger and you cut him across his chest.
Gotcha. So I'm currently trying to figure out what is going on. So she apparently died about 8 months ago and then reappeared 5 months ago, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of what is going on.
Give me an insight check. She what?
8 months ago.
Yes.
Who was she?
She was the high priestess.
The high priestess for the class. Supposedly she just died 8 months ago, then reappeared out of nowhere after we had this, the Shadow Walk.
After the protector left on the Shadow Walk.
After the protector left on the Shadow Walk, and then she reappeared 5 months ago.
Was this one of the high priestesses, or was this the archpriestess?
High priestess.
This is the arch. This is the high priestess.
That can't be right.
Why
I
so?
think you're confused.
Why so?
That's all I got. So I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know if someone sent you, but I think you can leave.
Give me an insight check on it.
12.
He's being completely truthful. He's saying, I saw this with my own eyes. She died, and she came back. She's back.
So, just back.
Just back. I don't know why. We saw her die, and we came back to see. I came back to see why she was back for unaccountable reasons. I'm trying to figure out, trying to get to the bottom of it, if she's like a monster or something like that.
In fact, you were looking for the protector, her protector in name, to see if you could get his help.
And I'm trying to find her protector and get his help.
Alright, I'm lace my gauntlet that I'm wearing. Open it up, show him this mark on my forearm. It's like a tree. You recognize it. It's like where he found
He pulls off his bracer, shows you a marking of a tree, and says, "You found him. He's her protector in name."
So who says you find me?
I didn't. No one has set me to find you. I really wanted to figure out why it said that she was back. So I wanted to figure out why she's back, like how she's come back.
I left the day after she died. So this is complete and total news to me, and I still have my doubts about it.
Sure.
I can tell you're telling the truth. This doesn't sound right. So you said you have seen her with your own eyes. No one says you.
No one says.
You're on your own,
Yes, sir.
trying to find me.
You get the sense that he doesn't feel like he would be believed if he made any accusations, and that the only person he could possibly go to for this kind of situation would be to try to find you while you were on your shadow march.
Are you aware of what a shadow march is?
The ceremony for a person's death.
And you know I can't go back for a year and a day. And it's been about 9 months at this point.
Just over 8 months.
And, well, my goal is to not go back. And, well, it was.
You can't come back. There might be a way I could try and bring her over to see you.
How would that happen?
I have no idea.
Sorry, this is the way the line was delivered. It was music.
Yeah. Let's see.
You know, Shadow, my goal is death.
The idea for a shadow march is to find a glorious death in battle in order to join his mate in the Twilight Realm. It's what they call their afterlife. But if he's not able, for whatever reason, to find his death, then he is not destined by the gods to be bested or killed in combat. Then he can return as a revenant, a blessed warrior for the tribe. And so he normally, in this case, could not come back. But the idea that his mate is not dead may or may not negate the shadow walk itself, which is partially why you decided to go find him, because either his shadow walk is for naught, or this is an imposter, but who's going to believe you? You're a young member of your tribe.
So basically, I'm still gonna go and investigate some more, try and figure out if she is truly who she is, if she is a maiden or not.
But you truly believe you can't do this without Arkon to be able to actually verify this information. Go ahead, Idris.
Is there anything about supposedly if the mate has not died, is your shadow walk now invalid?
Yes.
So, if it is true, then you can return. At least to go check it out. Right, buddy? You got a nice lady friend who's back around now, and you maybe have some about 8 or 9 months of built-up tension that maybe it would be good to,
Are the rest, okay, no question, are the rest of us even here?
Yes. At this point, you guys are like, wait, what? What's going on?
It's been a conversation going back and forth.
Yeah.
Can I actually roll an insight check real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just basically want to know if I understand the tone of what's going on here. That's a nat 19.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, no, then if she gets the body language, she's actually not going to get any closer. She's not going to listen. Is what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, you get the general tenor.
There's
of
no
what's going
danger here. If something goes wrong, she'll jump in and help, but she's not going to get closer.
It's a young Goliath, and
things are tense, but they're not fighting.
tense. Yeah, Arkon definitely seems. How is Arkon feeling?
The hackles are raised, yeah.
Yeah, Arkon seems very
watching from a distance and ready to help if combat breaks out, but actively trying not to eavesdrop because trying not to be a dick.
Okay.
It's like I know he knows he's telling the truth, but
What he says should be impossible.
it should be impossible, and I think he might be misguided in some way.
Is it maybe something worth to investigate, though?
I mean, you were planning on heading out that direction anyways. You had to talk to your father at the very least. But you were planning on sending a messenger to your father via the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on stepping foot in the hill. Because to do what we want to do, we'll have to get some conditions. We want to keep a war from breaking out.
We don't need a second war.
Yeah, sounds like it's something that is this too much for you to handle by yourself, or could you maybe use a little assistance. Yeah. Maybe somebody at least to go regale accounts of your glorious victories.
Now, is this a conversation that we're all now involved in? Like it's been brought to the house?
Yeah.
Okay, that.
So Idris is going to involve himself with the big guy because he sees an opportunity. So that's why he's invited himself into the conversation.
So you walked up.
Oh yeah, I saw what was going on. Two big guys. That is like muscle power waiting to be used.
You're so slimy.
So that is why he is having a vested interest in your conversation. But that's for building up the reason why he's involved.
Yeah.
You can tell him to F off too, whenever.
Winter, what do you got going on? Are you paying attention to the conversation?
Yeah, as much as I can.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything about it yet, but I am listening very intently.
Okay.
If there's a crowd for me, I guess. Definitely
Yeah,
gets
there's a
one
small
second.
crowd. There's a small crowd forming.
We're a weird family now. When things happen, we all get involved.
How?
Which one?
Where is the help now? How far away is it?
Last you had it was about 60 miles to the north, or north of where it was, towards the mountains.
Oh, okay. So that's like a what? Weeks journey out that one direction?
Yeah.
We got the time.
We do. You're willing to break away from what you're.
Nothing's gonna happen anytime soon, Greenwood, so, might as well go drink some wine with some other big boys and girls like yourself, figure out where I am in the world, and maybe we can make some coin along the way. I like a story just as anybody else.
Busey and Aramil didn't say that they were going to track down that assassin. Aramil particularly gave you his word. He's like, if he's out still in the town or anywhere nearby, I'll find him.
What's somebody do? Try to kill me again? Fine, we're good.
Sakura throws the doors open and walks into the room fully dressed in her adventuring gear. And she's like, okay, where are we going?
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you this. We've been discussing hunting down one of these pirates. Now, where they're known to roost is a bit of a contested area between my own clan and a clan of Poe-Goblins, and there's been an easy peace between the two. And part of that peace accord between the two is establishing hunting grounds. Well, the hunting ground for the wyverns just happens to be not ours.
Oh.
So, if we were to pursue hunting one of these creatures down, then we would need to broker my clan with Hobgoblin clan the permission to go on to their hunting grounds and take one of these things out. Now that might or might not be possible.
Would that be necessary to go investigate claims about this archpriestess?
Well, before just now, a delegate would have had to have been sent to talk to the archchieftain of the Stormcloak clan to see if this is something that would be allowed. Now, because of the shadow mark that I'm on, I wouldn't have been allowed to do that. But if what he's saying is true, then the marks is nullified, and I am courting death to go meet someone who's not even in the twilight.
This may be a silly question, but why would the archpriestess not have sent someone to find you in the first place?
What happens if she ends up being an imposter? How does that affect you? Will they put you to death on the scene if you return before the time?
It's possible.
Is there a way to convince them to meet us on neutral ground that would not
that also is possible. But I probably would not. This is difficult. I probably would not go. I would probably ask for someone to go on my stead. And ask for a meeting.
Okay. Would it be a good idea to bring a wyvern's head as a sign of parlay to show that we are of measure worth to be amongst your type?
Well, no. Because if we brought the wyvern's head first, then they would know that we broke the peace accord.
Got it. Thank you.
That would cause more problems.
Okay.
The wyvern will have to come.
This is another point. I probably should have rolled this ages ago. Can I actually roll a history check to see if I know anything about history?
Go ahead, give me a history
I've
check.
never done that.
Roll that dude for footage.
That is, first of all, that's cocked.
That's cocked on a cloth.
No, that's a 12.
I have partial proficiency. May I also?
Sure, go ahead. You know that there is a Goliath tribe out that way. Don't know anything about it.
Because I would have thought it was so funny if I had.
You know all.
I'm sorry.
You know it all, basically.
Yeah.
Give me just a moment.
You've been there before.
I've
You've
mostly
read-
heard tales, like, poems, epics about
You've read
this.
all through his.
You had a
stick
drunken
figure book.
weekend at one of the parties once.
You know that the Stormcrow clan makes their home in the Rookhell, a series of 7 floating islands or eyries suspended by shamanic arcane magic high in the frigid air of the north and around these plains. Each of the eyries is home to one of 7 tribes of the Stormcloak clan. Each is dominated by a sentient ancient tree or elder tree whose roots emerge from beneath the eyrie to drag upon the ground, where they take purchase in the earth and draw nutrients. These cyclopean trees provide a communal shelter for each tribe. Built within their massive hollow trunks are the tribe's residences and social structures spiraling upward in dizzying heights. Structures can also be found on the exterior of the trees with twisting, cavernous branches. Within each tree at its base lies an obsidian ebon shard, a mysterious crystalline formation that seems to be the source of the tree's sentience. Each eyrie's ebon shard is communed with by the tribe's high priestess, who rules co-jointly with the tribe's chieftain. The high priestess and chieftain from each of the 7 tribes form the ruling carrion council of the Stormcrow clan. Every 7 years, from one of the 7 tribes, a new arch-chieftain and arch-priestess is elected to rule the carrion council. The Stormcrow clan is renowned for its Vanilkyrie, or Shadow Wings, airborne guardians of the Rookhell, mind linked to their great raven-like steeds. The Vanilkyrie are known for wearing elaborate vambraces and gauntlets in order to protect their forearms and hands when feeding their carnivorous companions. At this point, you know that the arch-chieftain is actually Arkon's father, Tormund, and that he was the blade or protector to the tribe's high priestess Argatha, who was the archpriestess, correct? Who was the high archpriestess. You've heard rumors that the archpriestess had died unexpectedly.
Yeah.
So that means he would have been on a shadow march and was still on a shadow march during this entire time. He's basically, when he says he was courting death, he literally has a death wish, which is why he goes into battle the way he does. He's just, seemed up to this point at least, unkillable.
Gotcha.
Can I do something delish?
Sure.
Make a perception
That's a fat 9.
I don't know if he would have noticed
When what?
when I took mine.
Oh no, that was in full view during conversation, so the DC would have been fairly low. You see that tattoo on his forearm?
And a bunch of scars.
Yeah.
I've just heard that the protectors have some intimate, more delicate, or more detailed tattooing to signify their status.
He's basically heir to the tribe.
Cool. Cool, man.
Oh, good. There's like 3 nobles in this group now.
That is like excellent. To know the guy I've been with for these past several months has been like royalty. And is unbelievably royalty too.
Well, the problem is I have 2 older brothers.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Is everyone in the party going to be nobility or married to nobility by the end of this campaign?
Or the chosen one of a goddess.
No, Avery is going to is probably going to marry Armil, who's a noble.
I say the look.
I'd rather not if that's all the
Oh,
same
yeah,
to everybody here.
Winter, I gotta hook you up with one of Dasria's friends.
No thanks.
Well, too bad. We gotta
Too frilly for me.
In fact, actually, Winter, if I'm not mistaken, her family is actually like at the bottom of the social strata.
We're gonna fix it so we can make this come full circle. Sorry. Very excited about this.
That's going to be chapter 3 or 4.
Yes.
Chapter 3.
I see the look on his face whenever I can tell what he thinks. And I was like, I have 2 older siblings. My older country before I
Gotcha.
so I'm not anything special.
Little neurons in his head are finally starting to connect.
You remember that drunken night you spent?
To be honest, it's not really something that I'm looking for.
Okay. Well, since you are my undoubtedly ingratiated friend of mine, I will do this favor for you and go meet with your tribe members to talk to them about your potential of returning and or wishing to solve the wyvern issue.
Well, I appreciate that. And just so you're not killed on sight,
Yes.
you're going to need to go ignore it.
Let's make a trip of it. What do you say?
What languages do you speak?
Abyssal, Common, and Elvish.
Not that.
So you don't speak giant.
I do not.
Okay.
I do have comprehend languages, so I can understand what is being said at me, but I cannot respond.
You know that they understand, that the tribes understand common. They just refuse to speak it. They understand it, so if you were to talk to them, but they will only speak in giant.
Thank you. Norden, my brand new pal, would you like to help make the negotiations go a little bit better by acting as our intermediary of our so-called royal friend over here, so that we can bring a peaceful resolution to all of this?
The things will fix better. Sure thing. Come on.
All right, then I'm gonna rely on you to make sure I don't get killed. All right.
Okay. All right. So is the entire party heading out with them? Heading out that way, obviously not setting foot in
You
Ireland.
ever see Last of the Legions?
Yes, this is what.
Remember when he walks into the middle of the tribe and
Yep.
they beat the crap out of him as he walks in? Yeah, that's kind of what you can expect.
Yep.
If you went in unescorted.
That's why we got our good friend Norden.
Daffrey, of course, makes the comment of like, you've done nothing but be helpful to the rest of us and been supportive of what I've been going through. So yeah, of course, that this is going to be something we're going to help you with.
And of course, Arkon's like, we're not talking about that whole consort thing.
Yeah, you see him give you a look you can't quite decide.
I don't even get an insight check on that.
Yeah, I'll allow
Hero. Give me that one. It's a 7 again.
Was.
Like 4, I think. No, 1, so 8. I cannot roll for shit tonight.
No, he gives you an odd look, and you're just like, why do you keep using the crafty dice? Those crafty dice, they suck.
I don't have any others, and
Well,
sometimes they were fine.
What did you? What total did you roll?
11.
8.
Oh, 8. Sorry,
8.
8.
It's the same thing.
Because I rolled an 8.
Oh, then yes, then explain the look.
Oh God.
What was the look for?
Well, it would be.
He doesn't want to say.
Nothing happened. Nothing
Well,
happened.
it's a look that you might mean more than what he's lit on.
Gotcha. I'll also give you back then that she is currently looking upset, but like not necessarily like she's gonna go throw herself onto a set of pillows and cry. Does that make any sense? I don't know how to explain it. Like there's a sadness there, but it's not necessarily a disappointment.
Okay. All right.
Also determination. We're gonna have
Before we go, what is Avery doing? Sakra's really against leaving her by herself.
Avery says that she wants more time to train with her father, to learn about her heritage, and to learn his ways. She's thinking of following his footsteps a little. So she is. She's wanting to stick around at home, and she says, "I'm a tough girl. I can keep an eye on things at home, and if worse comes to worse, I'll contact Musi and Caramel."
Your leave, my lady. I will be accompanying Arkon and our friends.
And your girl says, "Be safe. Come back in one piece. Also help me."
I'll tell her like this is nothing any of you have to do.
No, we have.
This is not a safe situation.
That is the only thing we can do. So, don't worry about it.
And has any part of any of this been safe? You threw me over a wall before, so like.
This whole time,
And I dropped
Norden is sitting here going.
You tried to catch me and
I
failed.
love this how Norden's player is sitting here going, "I have no idea what's going on." And the best part is, Norden would be standing there going, "I have no idea what any of you are talking about." So it works out
It's
very well.
true. Yeah.
Give it a few seconds.
Yeah. Anyways,
He would probably be thinking, why in the hell am I
yeah.
with these people?
Yeah, this is definitely an odd mini tribe that he's acquired, but you definitely get the sense that he is in charge. Strangely, like he's never been really in charge of anything. It's always been his brothers. So like, why is he in charge? But he is. So you're like, okay.
I'd like to imagine a like.
He doesn't think he's in charge at all.
And this is a really attempting to he's got ideas, I've got ideas. We come with a combination, like a compromise.
What is Arkon's charisma modifier? Because I feel like it's probably not high, but it comes off as high to this stupid group.
0.
So a 10. He's got a 10.
Totally average.
Amazing, fantastic.
Okay. All right. So you guys head out. How are you guys getting out there? You guys using the carriage?
Yeah. So I got four pipes.
Okay.
4 nets. 4 javelins.
Okay.
That cost 25 gold pieces.
Very good.
That's
All right.
all I'm working.
This is gonna sound dumb. I have no weapons other than a short bow. I would like to have at least a knife. Just like
A
keep
dagger?
yeah.
Dagger? I think it's only 4 gold.
But really, for a dagger? Okay, it's expensive.
I believe.
That seemed like a lot.
Yeah.
It's a brand new, brand new.
It just occurred to me though, like if there's ever a situation where I don't know, she could the rope trap or something, she's got nothing to cut herself out with. It's just it's weird that an adventurer doesn't have.
You know what? Avery lends you a dagger.
Oh yeah, she had like.
I don't think she did it to me. I don't think she likes me enough.
She should give you her sexy dagger.
No.
She would definitely not give you the sexy dagger.
2 gold pieces.
But yeah, it's 2 gold pieces. But she's like, absolutely not. Here, take this.
Okay, so I get this.
Okay, you guys travel for some time. You have the cart, so you get a lot shorter distances.
Oh, by the way, we are in a. Are we in a cart or are we in?
You're in the carriage.
So we're in a black carriage with flames painted down the side.
Carriage, as in like fancy noble's carriage with
I don't
draft
think
horses.
the 2 of you fit in it.
Yeah,
Why are you
no,
gonna sit on
Well,
top of it?
remember, I modified the seat.
the seat and the axle to carry.
But still,
That
with
way.
this group, I don't think everyone can fit in it. Like
And then someone
legitimately.
sits. It's like a 2-tiered. It's like a 2-tiered chair. I sit at the top, and someone sits below me between my legs.
I'll just climb on top and sit on top of them.
Okay. So you guys
That's where
travel.
you're probably the one driving,
You guys
casting prestidigitation.
You guys have the ability to travel up to 30 miles a day with your carriage, and so you make it out there. It's not exactly where he said for obvious reasons. He gave you the general idea, Nora gave you the general idea, but eventually you do see the iris in the distance, and you move towards them. Eventually, as you guys are nearing, give me a perception check all around.
Okay.
Right?
That's a fat. 21.
16.
18.
Perception, right?
Yeah.
20.
16.
Okay, 15s and above. What'd you get, Winter?
Nat 20.
Nat
Oh.
20. Winter, you see it before anybody else. What looks like this massive raven with a Goliath rider on it approaching.
Well, that's not normal.
Eventually, it circles and lands before you, and you hear who does anybody here speak giant other than these two, meaning Arkon and Norden?
No, but I think actually if I saw them approach, especially if Nasser is the one driving the carriage, she would have ritual casted, but done it quick with the comprehend language.
Comprehend language.
I'm lying down on top of the wagon, so I saw whatever was
And
on the
I'll
sky.
comprehend languages as well, just so I understand
Okay.
what's said.
You have enough time as he's circling, gun down. Who approaches the storm crows?
Bangs on the door. Like, get out here.
It is Norden. I have brung and guessed.
What guests you bring and why?
I've come. I come bringing in the protector of the High Priestess to seek audience with her.
Really?
And he's bringing a guest as his right allows. I'll stand up. Do I recognize him?
Protector Arkon. And he goes up to you. He literally dismounts, comes up to you, and okay, and he clasps wrists with you. It's been a long time. This is actually a Goliath who recently, within the last year and a half, became a Valkyrie rider under your tutelage. He was actually a warrior that you were tutored for, and his name is Therog.
Theron?
Therog.
Theron.
Therog. Therog. Therog.
So when I left, you were barely in your feathers. Looks as though you were coming up in status.
He chuckles and says, I lead a small squad.
How are things in hell?
Strange doings. The Archpriestess has returned.
That's what I've heard. So you can verify this as well.
Yes, she recently welcomed the delegation from the Hobgoblins.
Since when has a delegation of hobgoblins been allowed in hell?
When your father allowed it.
They're there now.
Yes, they've been there. There's now what the Hobgoblins are calling he's searching for the word, and he's like, where delegations stay.
They've been given a permanent.
They call it an embassy.
I've heard this word.
Especially with
We have sent several of our warriors to be with them as a delegation.
This is unheard of.
Yes, as I said, strange doings.
How does the council feel about this?
The council says that peace and cooperation with the Hobgoblins makes us stronger. We still maintain our tribal bounds, but there is rumors of war coming.
With who?
That's just what your father told me, says. That war is coming.
So this is to make everyone stronger in the event of war.
That is what he said.
Since when have we relied on anyone stronger.
Apparently, this war is going to be unparalleled. But he has not said who the foe is. But we are told the foe is not the hobgoblins.
How long have they been here?
3 months, shortly after the arrival of the reappearance of your mate. Or 5 months, sorry.
What's his father's name again?
Torment.
Okay, that's why it sounded familiar. That just the guy who's to me rated. It's a similar sounding name. That's why I was confused.
Torgrim.
Yeah.
Or Grim? Oh,
Yeah.
That I was like, let me reread this thing.
Quickly pulling out notes.
Interested, like at least just lean out. So are they gonna rip our limbs off or not, or can we approach?
as long as you're with one of us, you're safe.
All right.
Borog, these are friends of mine. And I claim safe passage for as long as lands while they're with me.
He looks around and says, "Welcome to the Stormcrow's Eyrie. I'll get a squadron down here to give you passage."
My plans are not, you know what I'm doing, my plans are not to return this time. But one who will speak in my oath is going to address the council.
It was actually discussed recently to send somebody to find you since your shadow march was ended. But strangely, your mate has not spoken of you at all.
Nordrin here said he came on his own volition. He wasn't sent.
It's not true.
I haven't seen anyone else. No one has come to find. Not that I've been easy to find.
Well, we are free people. We answer to no one. We may come and go as we please. But I understand that if someone decided to find you, it was discussed and had not been decided yet. It is good that you have come.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, you get a squadron, a squadron plus a few of these massive crows. When I say massive crows, I mean we're talking like size of a horse, or a little bigger than the size of a horse. Each one has a rider on it, and you guys are given passage, except for the two of you are given your own to ride. This is only the third time you have ever ridden. You're young, and the first time was when you came of age. The second time is when you when you actually requested passage to leave the Eyrie, and this is the third where you're requesting getting passage back up.
Is the one that I read mine?
He tells you that they could not locate it right away, but he may have been, as they do, roam for a short time. But as soon as they can find him, they'll bring him to you.
So we'll have to ride behind their mine linked, and they will only take the rider that has bonded to them.
As soon as you get close to the great tree, I'm sure you will feel it.
Blow your stomach.
Yeah.
The whistle or the horn?
Yep. Yeah. As you guys get closer, you feel him, and immediately you get the sensation that he is on his way. And as you guys are flying upwards, circling and climbing this massive earth moat this gorgeous silver and black raven, comes swooping down and takes formation right next to Arkon. It caws loudly at him. Seems annoyed that you're not riding him.
Dad!
Yeah. But he seems very glad to see you all. Okay. You guys land at where the at the rookery, and dismount. I assume you spent some time with your
Town.
Talon, your raven. It's odd. You see a tenderness in Arkon that you really haven't seen before as he spends time with this. He nips at you a couple of times as you go to feed him, but you have a practiced hand.
Off of my belt, I've got a special treat.
Cocks his head.
Pull out my cask and sugar blood. Uncork it.
And he just drinks it, just swallows it, and crows loudly.
I gotta ask you, you gotta put it in your mouth and spit it into its mouth like a damn mother bird.
And this thing is he just crows and just nuzzles him, and it tells you that when you are done conducting your business, as your mind, it knows that you have things you need to do. That promise me we will ride again. Yeah.
I will.
Okay. Go out, and you are greeted by a delegation of members of the council. Your mate and your father are not among them.
So when is this meeting going to take place? Delegation.
What meeting?
I was told I was to be found and brought before the council.
Oh, yes, of course. Please come with us.
Inside check.
Go ahead.
So just from my own understanding,
15.
Go ahead.
just from my understanding, they still continue to talk in Goliath.
In Giant, yes. The rest of you are just kind of going along
But
I don't know what's going on.
More else at this point.
How long does it last?
I think it's an hour.
No, your guys are still good.
Okay.
Probably be nervous because you would feel an underlying sense of aggression directed in your direction.
A lot of very not quite xenophobic, but just you're not welcome here, but we have to let you be here and extend courtesies to you here, kind of thing.
The more that happens, the more Dasher is
I give Arkon that look that, just let me know when it's time to kill something.
Okay. You're led into being that this is your clan and it houses the main clan hall for your clan, and of course it houses the seating for the full clan to be able to be there. As you walk in, you notice only maybe 2/3 of the people that should be in there are present. And walking in, you see your father. Give me an insight check.
16.
Give me a perception check.
13.
Okay. Your father seems very stressed and harried, and he's got a very dark demeanor about him. His muscles seem more tense, and he actually seems, if anything, more ripped than he usually does. He's actually wearing.
He's not twice as big as I am.
He's actually wearing bits of armor plated, and his axe does not look like what he usually carries. The family ancestral axe. He's carrying something that looks much more dangerous. A serrated great axe.
Yike.
But, you've adorned yourself strangely for a arch-chieftain of this clan. Have things changed since you've gone?
Yes, many things have changed. War is coming,
That's what I've heard.
and strange times comes for new changes. Here, meet them. And walking in are 3 hobgoblins bedecked in half plate. Walking in, and they come up to you and salute you with their fist over their breast.
Why do these hobgoblins pollute our land? Well,
In giant, I assume.
Yeah.
The hobgoblins kind of look at each other, and he goes, no, with them we are stronger.
never rely on hobgoblins to be stronger. This is sacrilege.
The war that is coming, it is necessary.
Your weakness by doing this.
He just levels his eyes at you. It is interesting that you come back. And he just looks at you and goes, welcome home, son. And he turns and just walks off. He seems really a lot more, he's always been a stern man, but he seems a lot more harsh than he used to be. Next, walking in, your mate. She stands there and goes, members of the council. He goes, we come.
Stumble backwards a little bit.
Give me another perception check with advantage. You're seeing a tattoo, a black tattoo, barely sticking out by her breast, by her right breast, from her clothing, that you don't recognize and that should not be there. It's actually covering the tattoo that the two of you got when you became mated. And she says, members of the council, Arkon has returned from his death march that was unnecessary upon my return. This is an unprecedented occurrence. What say you? Are we in favor of his return? And you hear a host of yeas. Not all. Let it be written. Let it be done. Slam! And she slams her staff into the ground. And she steps out and walks off. She doesn't give you a second look.
I'll walk out. Like, does anyone care to explain how any of this is possible? When I left here 8 months ago, she was dead.
And one of the council members you know who is very wise council member. He has survived countless battles, still battle hardened and still hasn't been killed. He's usually part of the vanguard in battles. He said, it is a mystery. We know that you saw her die. We held the funeral. As if by some miracle from the spirits, she reappeared. We never believed her. We opened her tomb where she was laid. Her body was not there. And there she was. She says that the spirits brought her back to assist your father in the upcoming war.
This sounds witchery.
No, it was divined by the gods, by the other priestesses, that this comes from the spirits themselves.
Ask around to see if anybody's seen one of those magical jewel orbs.
Literally, I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, this is awfully familiar.
I have a theory.
Let's hear it.
Working myself, my
I
friends.
need everybody to give me perception checks.
Oh, no. 5.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good sir.
Dirty 20.
30-20. What's your total?
That's the perception I have 12, but I rolled 17.
So your total is 17?
Should be, yeah.
Okay. You, good sir. Who got a 17 or above, actually?
30-20.
30-20. Anybody else?
I got a 14.
17.
Lady
17.
Winter.
Lady Winter.
There are 3 female characters playing at this table today. Guess who they are?
You see on
Hunter is
somebody's
more of a
shoulder.
Miz.
You see this symbol on somebody's shoulder, like this, as they walk out of the council chambers. You guys, the rest of you guys, see several council members, the ones that had voted nay. You see what looks like the war symbol that you guys had seen, tattooed. Like you just see like just a little bit of it, but you've seen it enough to know what it is, to see it. A couple of them, you actually see a whole different symbol that looks very similar, except it's the skull with the, and I don't have it here.
The weights.
With the balance, no. It looks like it has something around, like going around it, like a swarm of insects.
Is there like an alcove that I can kind of try to sneak off into?
Sure.
Well, I was about to ask
I was gonna try to detect magic.
for a place also for myself and my friends to rest,
And your
so we can speak properly.
the wise councilman that you know, whose name is Gilmar. He's always been a friend of yours. Let me write that down. Gilmar says that she has taken over residence of your home, which had been previously kept vacant. She had retaken residence there, and he said he's gotten the impression that you are no longer welcome with your maid, and that you are welcome in his home, all of you and your companions.
So now the common council are made up of chieftain and priestesses of the other of all
Yes.
7 tribes. So, so would
he's,
he be one of the
he's one of the
one of the
chieftains,
so-
but it's often that they bring their war chiefs with them, their war leaders with them as well.
right.
And this is one of the chieftains, and he says that he can get several of the Vanal Kyrie to come and of his Vanal Kyrie to come take you and your companions over to the his eyrie.
Strange times.
Indeed.
One of us isn't welcome in our own area.
Does Gilmar have the war symbol?
Gilmar.
Huh?
Gilmar. Gilmar.
Gilmar, yeah.
No, he does not. He's one of the ones that voted yay.
Okay, so the one that voted nay had the either war
Had-
symbol or the skull with bug swarm?
Yeah, with the swarm around it.
He does have that?
No, he does
He
not.
does not have that mark. Okay. And I didn't notice those, right? Only,
Only if you got 17 or above.
no, I did not. So I have no clue. But
To be fair, it's been a rough afternoon.
right, two of us had, right? You noticed?
I tell you.
You noticed? Yeah, I'm just, but two made the check, right?
Yeah.
Well, Winter made it too, I think.
Yeah.
The hobgoblins do not have
The symbol?
the symbol.
Oh, okay.
I ignore the hobgoblins.
Okay.
What do hobgoblins speak?
Goblin.
I figured. I thought I'd ask. Curious.
Gobbledygook.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's the joke?
Even
Boblin
though
the
you have
goblin?
your home here, he welcomes you to come stay with them, since you obviously are obviously helping out in this.
Well, he was from one of the other tribes anyway.
Yeah, he's from a neighboring tribe, but yeah, you're from that tribe. That's your chieftain, so you're going home. Okay, Talon. As soon as it's you're desiring to leave,
Yeah.
Talon decides he is not waiting in the eyrie or the rookery, and shows up at the front door. He is much like his rider, does not give one rat's behind.
That's why we get along.
And several of the others are looking and just like trying to shoo him off, and he's just snap.
Yeah.
Like, get the hell away from me. And you can see several of them asking, whose raven is this? And it's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
I'll give him the high pitched,
Yeah.
whistle, and I'll do a hand signal to calm him.
And he's looking at everybody else, all the other Goliaths, very warily. and you're and Gilmar chuckles and goes, "Never grew out of that phase, did Talon? Well, let me go get my own, and we shall ride." You guys, again, he goes and summons several of his Valancari, and you guys ride over to the furthest reaches of all of these Earth modes, and it's not as ostentatious of a community as the one that he was at, but it's nice. It's well furnished. It seems to have a bunch of services. Yes.
Where is the land we're at in comparison to the map here?
North, right?
Where it's currently
Yeah, I
at,
didn't really know. I just said north. So
it's to the northeast up here in these plains. Normally,
So it's still in India.
these plains in between. Hold on, let me see that now. I think it's Marith, Redfern, Drut, and Lubbock. That area is where they generally roam. Sometimes they get a little bit further south because the Hobgoblin Nation is about where the F is in Kingdom of Endir.
And that's because these islands hover.
Yeah, they're earth motes, they're giant earth motes that float hundreds and hundreds of feet off the ground.
yeah, it's cold up here.
Yeah. In fact,
So you have your winter
Gilmar.
clothing?
No, they're resistant to cold.
Yeah.
Gilmar actually goes and says that we don't get visitors, but he'll arrange for clothing to be provided. Usually, it's clothing they have made for children who haven't developed yet. But
Yeah.
he says he'll
Skin
have
hasn't thickened yet.
yeah, he'll have his go and get you something to cover with. Now you guys each have a set of the equivalent of cold weather gear.
Probably like drowning in fur, I assume.
Yes, it is completely fur. Actually, more feathers. Actually,
That's adorable, actually.
yeah, it's black feathers. So make sure everybody adds cold weather gear. Okay.
I'll take as they fly over to Gilmar's Irie. I'll take a little joyride with Talon because it's been
Talon is
Oh,
just completely. He starts going and doing stunts like you were known for. You guys are just kind of laughing as he is doing like literally barrel rolls on his. He's literally doing no hands barrel rolls. There's a point where where Talon inverts and Arkon just free falls, and Talon swoops down and then catches him. Going and diving and just going between the giant roots of the earth motes below them and coming up. It's just you hear Arkon just hooting and just yelling in primal enjoyment of this moment, and you guys just again get the sense of tenderness and love that Arkon has for this animal, and it's just absolutely the coolest thing you guys have ever seen when it comes to Arkon.
He's been bewitched.
And
A single bird.
I've been ensorcelled.
you guys eventually land. You actually end up coming back to yours, and immediately you're called. You get the call because your raven is always raised from an egg. They only hatch for whoever they will only hatch for one person, and it's everybody goes by, all the young Goliaths go by, and it will hatch only for one. Yours barely has feathers, like it's like ugly chick type thing, but it loves you and it's yours, and in a few years you will be learning to ride ahead of time in advance of his growing up, but when it comes to his naming ceremony, when he is finally named, you will be able to ride him for the first time. Yeah. So make sure before next session you come up with a name for your raven. Okay.
Now, unfortunately, they stay here. They don't leave the Iris. So
Yeah.
We don't get to go off adventuring.
Yeah, I got you.
Start raving mad.
It's a house man.
Okay, it is time for a break. Let's go and take a few minutes break. We'll be back right after these messages. This episode of Inglorious Ingrates is brought to you by the Lucky Dice Cafe. Eat, game, and adventure. Lucky Dice Cafe. And we're back from our break. It's been an interesting game so far. So where did we leave off? Oh yeah, you guys just arrived at Gilmar's Eyrie. He invites you into his home. Of course, his rookery is where Callan is hanging out. Doesn't like all these random new guys that he has to hang out with, but he's willing to for you. So you guys are in there, and Gilmar says, yes, it's been strange days, but it's Tormund. He's the high chief, the archchief.
So he's been, usually the council works pretty well together, but has he been flexing his weight a little bit over the council?
Yes.
Or has the things that have been going on here been in support of the entire council?
He's been doing a lot of, as you say, flexing, but even more is the problem that we've had with several chiefs and high priestesses dying suddenly or going missing.
Is that why?
Accidental death here. It's been very strange, and some of it has been curious, if not downright suspicious. But everything's been investigated, and everything seems to be unfortunate, but just bad timing. It's a very rough time for the tribes.
I feel like I can trust you. I've known you since I was a boy. How do you feel about this? Do you think it's just bad timing?
I don't, but I have no evidence to the contrary.
The ones that have died unexpectedly, did they oppose Tormund?
Some yes, others no. I lost my own high priestess nigh on 3 months ago.
How did she die?
Her raven must have strained a wing or something, and it broke or something is all we can tell, and the raven plummeted to the ground, killing her.
Mighty convenient.
Well, this seems like a larger story, and I have something a little more immediate. And I owe these friends of mine a promise that I made that I would support them in their venture.
What can I do to help?
We need to hunt a wyvern.
Oh, you're asking to tread upon the hobgoblin hunting grounds. Well, I can definitely arrange another meeting with the hobgoblins, but you'll have to talk to their embassy, I guess is what they call it, since it's just their delegation.
That's fine.
I'll have them brought over post haste.
This is interesting.
Hello, and he speaks in you. The only thing you understand is wait, you have comprehend languages on this video? Okay, he's speaking in giant the whole time.
I prostrate myself to the fullest with a nice bend in one of my feet, and I'm bending down. Oh, okay. Well,
You're getting ready to start
Get
that.
the room addressed.
I just grab his shoulder.
I guess no. He remembers time. He takes out his knife and then proceeds to. He cuts his chest, It starts bleeding a lot, and then it starts like,
Hold on.
That was a little mean,
Hold on.
or he offers up the knife. He offers up the knife, I guess, to the chief. Hopefully, it doesn't get my head off.
Okay. He's off the knife and he cuts himself and and then he hands the knife to you and he cuts you. Take 5 points of damage. And so you're like, that's a little deep.
Don't have that stuff on the skin.
I look at Gilmore,
Just
I'm
one
like,
flesh wound.
you'll learn that they're a little more fragile than we're used to.
He chuckles and goes, so I've noticed.
So how did you
fall in with these strange people, these strange outsiders? Do you relate to him the story?
No.
Okay. He goes, I can only imagine. Well,
Stories for another time.
it is good to have your countenance here again.
Lord Gilmore. Oh, that was so much. Okay.
We have to do that?
Okay. Question. It's
Can I do a
about.
medicine check to patch him up?
Oh, it's about the ones that have.
You know that you can't do that. It has to heal. You cannot have somebody patch you up. It has to heal naturally.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's insult.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. The ones who died are the ones that have taken their place. The ones that have this weird symbology on them. That's like a war symbol and like a skull and all that. Just wondering if that's been the trend.
He goes, I have seen those with new and strange tattoos on them.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
He goes, but
Go lie down now.
it's strange. I can't think of it.
As in, have you forgotten about it?
I hate this so much.
No. He goes,
Just that out
I can't
loud.
say that I've ever seen one in its entirety. I've seen bits and pieces. I know there's several that strange tattoos. But
What are these? What are you talking
So the guys that voted against you being there have the same type of symbol as you remember our was it that tomb we raided? You know, the one with the Torgrim guy. You know, we killed a lot actually. There's like this whole undead thing.
All the goblins.
Marked them as well. Yeah, goblin followers all had that symbol, a draconic symbol for war.
iconic. I don't know.
That's what it was, right?
Yes, it was.
As well as
We did give proper respect to the dead.
As I would assume you did.
okay.
Those are your two days.
Sleight of hand check.
Big mouth sort of not working.
That's what I changed.
Yeah. You very suddenly.
Yeah.
And
Can you
you
start? Oh,
Tombs.
so you found a tribe of goblins raiding a tomb and stopped their desecration of the dead.
exactly that. That's exactly what happened.
Sacker is just picturing a pile of manure that's got multiple goblin bodies.
Like, they were buried in exactly the way they deserve.
Legs sticking out.
But they all have the symbols, so just connections, good things to know. Okay.
Should we discuss as well the grievings in the tomb?
I mean, it's not like we stayed there for long or anything. We just,
Oh, no.
spent some goblins from our day.
Deception check.
Oh.
He is going to roll an insight with disadvantage because he.
What did we roll?
So
Oh no!
I've played the
You're all blown,
Goliaths
don't
as
worry.
they are. The one thing that I will not do, and I have a huge hang up on, is going in and desecrating any sort of tombs or things like that.
We can't investigate your mate's tomb because of that, can we?
No. So,
They said that they
and
opened
we've
it,
done
she
this
wasn't
a
in
couple
there.
times now.
Alright.
Yeah, so that's why. That's what this is going.
Hold on.
Hold on,
They
hold on.
both look terrified when they rolled.
Hold on.
So, it's a natural one.
Oh.
But I have the silver tongue feature, which whenever I make a deception check, I can treat a d20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10. Oh God.
You lucky
Lucky.
SOB.
God. That's what the skill's for, so that's going to be a fat 17. So.
And he literally looks at you and goes, "Good."
Boop. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Oh, it was so good. We got your cackle.
Well, it is. Let us feast for a while, and I will send for the hobgoblins. He brings in this massive feast of various foods, things you would find in the plains, various foods you would find in the plains.
Chilled monkey brains.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. You guys, literally, it's a mead, this great mead that you've never had before, never heard of before.
Yes,
And Arkon seems completely at home, as does, of course, Norden. And the rest of you are just, completely just blown away at the sophistication of this culture, considering your knowledge of Arkon. It's definitely a different culture, but it's very sophisticated in its own right. It's somebody, a messenger comes in and tells you the hobgoblins are on their way, but more so, Argatha has arrived and wishes to speak with you.
Here among everyone else.
No, she's arrived on this Erie and she wishes to speak to you.
So they've come to retrieve me.
You're being summoned.
Yep.
And it says she'll be awaiting your pleasure at the rookery.
What? Her pleasure.
That's such a weird phrase.
Big man meeting is over with you. I'm not volunteering, I'm gonna stay here, but I'll volunteer the other people. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Go near the rookery.
Does any of you guys have anything that you can observe
I have invisibility.
remotely?
I could give you my familiar from close by. If you're okay with a spider.
Or a raven.
I'll spend like 10 minutes doing that. I think it's an hour to change its shape. I could do a raven, but I need an hour.
I would have allowed you, amongst a group of people that adore ravens, I
She made
continue
that
going,
change. That's fair, yeah.
yeah, let's not have big spiders when they revere ravens.
I was thinking about that earlier, but yeah, so.
Okay,
But I still have to be close-ish.
On your belt buckle?
okay. You, I'm assuming you go.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah.
You go, and you see her there, standing, and
Don't fuck with my body, okay?
she says, "Greetings, Arkon. It's been a long time."
You can say that. I think you've got some things to explain.
I have nothing to explain. I am the Archpriestess. The only thing that's explaining is that you are being relieved as your position as protector by will of the council. Additionally,
I didn't see.
I
was
don't-
not present for that vote.
times change. Additionally,
Not in 500 years they haven't changed.
she barks a laughter. She goes, "It is not your decision or choice anymore. Additionally, I no longer wish to have you as my mate." Give me a perception check.
I don't get one, do I?
Natural one.
Yes, give me a perception check.
Okay, the new dice.
Yeah, come on, guys. Back it up.
That's an 8.
Use the clear ones for the love of God.
I want to try that one first. Do you want me to
Roll the box.
do you want me to try a different set?
Just use some. Roll in the box.
Am I rolling again?
I just want to see what you roll.
Yeah.
Are you rolling a
I'm
D?
at 20!
See?
It's the box.
It's the box.
It's the box.
It's the box. It's the box. It's the box.
Wrong.
I could drop something.
No, that was a 17!
Of course it was.
See, you're rolling wrong.
I'd like to point
And an
out.
11. It's better.
I'd like to point out that's the set.
I know. I'm aware. I want to try the ones I thought were pretty
In
first.
any case, you You see a dark look in her face, but that's it.
Fine. You want to name me as your maid or protector, then you can have this. I'll pull out my dagger. I'll cut the tattoo in my chest.
Oh my god.
She just looks at you with a smirk on her face.
I'll feed it to the raven.
I'm gonna need to make a will save to do that,
Get that
please.
entrance.
Or can I like pull off of that and order the raven to do it?
Take 3 points of piercing damage as you cut it off. And she smirks and just shakes her head. And she turns around and walks away. Goodbye, Arkon.
And whoever you are, don't ever call on me again.
And give me an insight check.
We just put her on block.
And that's my team.
She turns over her shoulder and smirks as you say that. And you definitely get the idea something screwy's going on here. And she walks off.
Can I cast detect magic? I don't know. Again, it will work through the raven.
You can work through the raven, but you can't ritual cast it. It have to be a regular cast.
I've got the wand.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the wand. You get illusion magic coming from her.
A bitch. I think she's still channeling through the raven, but you just hear her say, "Somebody give me a fucking mead."
There you go.
Take it easy on that.
Give me
I actually already
knock
rolled
you
2
on
times
your
to
ass.
get she's like a
A
drunk.
Give me
normal,
a
a normal
constitution
human.
saving throw.
Uh-oh.
8.
You are completely toasted and no longer have your connection to your raven.
That's valid.
The raven's just sitting there, like, looks like it's barely on its
Yeah,
feet.
this stuff's meant to be consumed by 8 foot tall, 300 pound.
To be fair, you just made me eat flesh through my familiar. So like, 1, this is a screw situation. 2.
So I'm inside you.
I imagine like she walks away and you turn to the raven like, how does it feel to have me inside you? And it's like, That's
what
right
are
on
you
the
doing
table.
now? What are you doing now, Arkon?
I'll head back to everybody.
Poor Gasry is like completely trashed, just
I wish I could see Avery's response to that.
just completely trashed at this point, just going, how could this day get any worse? You know?
occasionally she thinks about it again.
Is Gilmar still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Alright, he's still drinking, right?
Oh, yeah.
I've been drinking, so I might be a little tipsy. I'll go up to him and like, I'll look over at her. She's passed out, right?
Yeah.
Like, Gilmar,
Yeah.
ever heard of what a consort is?
What is a consort? What? So, a mate?
Sort of. With benefits. But you just go to a party.
And he goes, your friends have strange customs.
So many about
So what was that meeting about?
Why is your kid bleeding?
You and Gilmar? Or
Well, no, we're all sitting around.
Okay,
Yeah.
relax.
No, yes, you're there.
And there's no
Yeah.
chairs, by the way. This is all sitting down on
Imagine
around
the
a
room
small
was
table.
like it's round.
I imagine like an
It's-
agent
it's
style.
like
Everybody
this.
squats.
Yeah, right. There's
More
more
like
rows.
actually, it's more like Middle Eastern, Southwest Asia. Kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And the room is round, but there's like a sunken area
Yeah.
with big, huge
Yeah.
lawns, fire pit in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're kind of sitting around that thing, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like- but we're way up in there, and the front of the room is like open.
Yeah.
And you're looking out, and you're hundreds of feet up in the air.
Yeah.
This thing's built on the side, the interior of the tree.
This is really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Bridges, there's all these bridges that are crisscrossed across the hollow trunks to other buildings and things
Yeah.
like that.
Hope no one's afraid of heights.
Yeah, we don't want to be afraid of heights.
I rolled for that earlier.
Yeah. Well, I've officially been, I have this leather strap.
Yeah.
I'll pull it down.
She dismissed you as your mate?
She did. And August would not have done that.
No. No, she would not have. It was.
I have suspicions that things are not, as you said, as they seem here.
I know she
passed out.
she was forced to eat flesh, and she immediately knocked back a shot and passed out.
Not a shot. She took the meat horn and emptied it.
Yeah, this entire thing.
You're lucky you're alive, right? Yeah.
So at some point, yeah, she's gonna relay it, but it
Not
was
now. Okay.
again the idea of her trying to choke down that was
Yeah.
just not fun.
So it sounds like you're a free agent, as they say.
Yes. I'm no longer bound by anything.
Well, I'm just gonna let you know, from a bar to his big best friend, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Your loins are your only gateway to all of them.
You're just a messenger.
And he opens that gateway frequently to everyone.
Idris, what you need is to find a woman as pathetic as you are.
You know,
You found one, didn't you?
I'm working on that. You're surprised.
Jesus Christ.
So,
And I mean that in the nicest way.
Gilmar kind of chuckles and says, he kind of gives you a look for a second. Give me an insight check.
9.
He kind of does that, and then says, well, I would suggest you not spend too much more time here among the Iries, but among my Irie, you are always going to be welcome.
Why would you suggest that?
Considering what happened, I would, and our suspicions, I would be afraid if anything were to happen to you.
We're in danger here.
Yes. But I will contact you. I will send, I'm going to send Norden with you. And I will make sure I send regular updates on anything. If you do not hear from me after some time, come back, and you will know that evil has befallen me.
Norden, are you agreeable to this?
I am agreeable to this.
So we will take your advice. We'll leave. We'll make camp outside the Helve. Will the
You'll be
delegation come to us
Yes, they're coming to you this very time, at this very moment,
here or outside of the Helve?
outside of my home, obviously. But upon order of the Archchieftain, you are to treat them as, he kind of growls a little honored guests.
Okay. Will you do me a favor?
What can I do?
Will you keep Talon here and make sure nothing happens to him?
Yes. He will stay among my island and my brother. You hear Talon, even in your mind, Talon squawk at that. Like, I have to be amongst these, like the less thans.
Yeah.
But says, well, maybe I can teach them a thing or two. Fucking lesser ravens. You just hear him grumbling at this point.
Bird racism going on here. What the hell?
Not racism, elitism. Bird
You didn't see it with
elitism.
the small raven. Yeah, I got my familiar eating.
Yourself and then I'll be
He said the you get word that the delegation's arrived, and the of the three, the one in the center comes.
So that's let me get straight. So we are meeting them still here in the
Yes,
in
no,
the hotel.
No,
We're not.
Gilmar says you are going to be safe amongst his Irie this evening. But
Okay,
late in the
okay.
morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Pull my drunk ass out of here.
All right.
Am I out for the night? Am I going? Okay. You hear a very undignified story.
Maybe we could meet in the
Raven smacks you.
I've already summoned them.
Smack on her back.
The three walk up and kind of looking around with trepidation. Looking around with trepidation, and the lead one comes up to you.
Greetings, honored Goliath, friend. We understand that you have a request from our army.
We would like your permission to move across your hunting grounds in pursuit of a certain quarry.
What quarry are you looking for?
The wyvern's roost.
Ah,
He gives this very hearty. Hobgoblins are pretty big, not quite as big as Goliath, but they can probably hold their own for a couple rounds in a fight. This ruck type laugh and says that he goes,
do you know, Goliath, that we use them as mounts?
I've never seen.
The ability of a outsider to be able to slay or to tame one of our dragon mounts would be an interesting thought.
he kind of holds his hand up for a moment, turns to his others. Who else is out there with him? Obviously not Dasria. Do you speak Goblin?
Comprehend languages.
Comprehend languages? No Goblin. Do you have Goblin, Winter? Sorry, I can't hear you.
No, sorry. Forgot push to talk.
Gotcha. Okay, you guys go out and you hear him whispering. Give me a perception check.
That's going to be a fat 10.
You hear something about pleasure of their king. Give me a history check.
15.
They generally don't have kings. They have generals. They're very warlike and military structured.
Yeah.
So the fact that they have a king is strange, to say the least. But that the pleasure of their king, they said, to honor their king and the alliance with them, that they discuss and they're like, yeah, I think we should allow this. What harm could it come?
Goliath, we will send word to our leaders and allow you to roam in our mountains to hunt a single one of your prey.
Yeah, my word, it will be just one.
And he salutes you with a fist to his chest, and they walk away.
That one's what it
Okay, we're going to take a quick break here because apparently I have to use the restroom. All right, we're back from another short break. So we just had that, and what were you going to say, Winter?
Well, I was just wondering, do we know yet what that Goliath lady is? Because I doubt she's actually Goliath.
No, there's other than she appears in all respects to be Goliath. Dasria got some kind of reading off her detect magic, but got trashed and fell asleep, or passed out. And she's the only one who knows and sees this. So, yeah, that's all we got.
Oh, because without the magic, I was thinking maybe a doppelganger.
Yeah.
Well,
they-
keep in mind, doppelgangers. It doesn't take magic to cloak a doppelganger.
No,
Natural ability.
but she could be cloaking something else on her, perhaps.
True, absolutely true.
I mean,
I don't know, it just strikes me as odd that another case of somebody who went missing or died is now suddenly back alive and helping people.
Help's a strong word.
Could the big
Well,
bad
yeah, but
using doppelgangers to infiltrate?
It's a network of double.
It's funny though, because as of right now, we are pretty sure Avery's father has done nothing but help us. Like, he's the only one that actually has been good to us.
That is true. Yeah.
But he did say that he recommended to stay away from others of their type.
That is true. So I don't know if Avery ever passed that along, though.
What?
That information, that was a private conversation they had.
Nope, it was a private conversation.
So we don't know anything about Doppelganger Society. Actually, can I roll for that?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Your teacher did.
No. It's
You didn't
a
use the
9.
box, did you?
He didn't use the. Can I also have rolled, or
Sure,
is
go
it
ahead.
too much metagame? If it is, I'll throw it in.
No, go ahead and roll that.
Too
Huh?
small.
What was it?
Did I roll again? Was I allowed to roll again?
No, what did you get, just out of curiosity?
Second time was a 13, which would have been an 18.
That's awesome. At least you have a container now. You know what? Here. I got you. You can use the lid to my box.
Apparently, I need to not buy myself a new dice set. I need to buy myself a box.
They do sell them.
I know.
Box in the box in the bag in the box.
But I
Okay.
went online
He's
tonight.
going to come in with like 5 or 6 boxes
So
next time.
Winter's got a point that we could be facing people that are infiltrating all the hierarchies of these different cultures and governments. Maybe.
Trying to start a war for their own means.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm
Winter's
taking off.
right?
Yep, taking off.
All right, Winter. We'll see you next week.
Bye, Winter.
Alrighty.
Bye, Winter.
Good luck.
Great way of stirring the pot and eating it.
Yeet. Bye.
Alrighty. So we are still there. Does anybody do anything before bed aside from Dastria, who's
I just wanted to let you know, because I think I said it off character. I named my familiar.
okay?
It is Ualak, which is based off of like some old like demon story.
Cool.
It has a name now.
All right.
I guess it's a he.
All right. Cool. Very cool.
I passed out. Do you kill my raven?
I did roll a 6.
So he was poking me. The
No,
raven
he's still
poked
on-
him back and he
no,
smacked the raven.
He's still on my shoulder.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
now become,
Oh,
yeah.
he's now become my pet.
Your connection
As
severed.
I'm petting him and stroking his head.
Yeah, I was.
He doesn't come to defend me when I'm getting poked.
No, your connection is right now just non-existent because you're passed out,
You're
and
romancing my raven.
it's just like,
I just rolled a 21 on an animal handling check.
oh yeah, no, this has become
Lost your familiar.
And it is so I know you're probably being like, yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
So I should have totally rolled that with advantage because it's a raven, right?
yeah, that I really would have won that. Anyways, so you guys sleep the night in relative comfort and warmth.
You want to get left at the table?
No, he has several of his house members get you to a room. Yes.
This is the question in Goliath society such as this. Do y'all have slaves?
Yeah.
Who are the slaves consisting of?
Usually defeated enemies.
Okay.
But they're not allowed in the house properly.
Not allowed in the house property.
So kind of like a Viking thing set up.
But usually the defeated enemies are other
Goliaths.
other Goliaths.
Oh, other Goliaths.
Yeah. It's a lot more like Roman culture.
Okay, I also come to find out in, what was it? Native American culture of the Alaska, if somebody were to enter into a hut, not with their back shown, they could be taken as prisoners, as slaves. So, fun fact for everybody.
Wait, say that again?
As a Native American tradition, particularly in the interior of Alaska, if you enter in your house, like going in like, how we normally do, as opposed to showing your backside to show you're vulnerable, you could be taken in as a slave, right down there. So, sorry, random tidbit. No,
I don't wake up in the middle of the night.
So we always want to walk backwards when we go on our team.
No, you wake up as normal.
As
Because
first.
as soon as I'm awake, I'm gonna go to find Arkon. I'm like, God damn it!
Anyways.
Yeah.
Somewhere around the big fire pit
Okay.
with Ulag perched on my chest.
So I can actually find you pretty quick then, because you have my raven.
Yeah.
So as soon as I'm up, I go find him.
Yeah, you find him, and Ulag's just basically cuddled onto Arkon.
Traitor.
And he just sits there, and you're familiar, sits in there. By the way, ravens speak common. Looks at you and goes, what?
No, I get it. I get it, but damn.
Affleck.
But then brief like, and then I shake him awake.
Okay, it's early in the morning at this point, and Gilmar makes sure all of you are awake and provisioned, and he says, "I would go before first light."
Ooh, that bad? Okay, so that happened.
There has been rumblings, and I wish not for you to be harmed under my roof.
I don't want to bring on any trouble to your house, so we appreciate your hospitality. So we'll leave now.
Okay,
But my word stands that if you need me, call.
I will. Okay, and you guys get on Ravens. You of course get your talent, your last ride of talent for a while, most likely, and head on down. Okay.
Our carriage is still out there, right?
It's a good couple 100 yards away, just based on the natural floating of the how they roll, no pun intended, and they land you near the carriage, but no issues there. You are greeted actually by a hobgoblin, much thinner, very, for lack of a better word, more scout-like demeanor.
Yeah.
And he says that he is there to escort you to their hunting grounds.
Very good.
And basically, you get the idea that he's there to make sure you don't get killed upon entering their territory.
Right.
Okay.
Good.
But I shared that information with you as soon as I woke
Yeah,
up. By the way.
All of us, right?
Well, I first ran, like, he would have to share it with you, but as soon as I am woken up, it's like, shit! Wake him up. That was an illusion. Whatever she was, there was an illusion there. I don't know how much it was or how much she was, but illusion magic.
You can never be woken up.
Huh? I can never be woken up?
Woken enough.
Thank you I strongly suspected that there was something wrong. So that confirms, I trust you, that confirms my suspicion. She's not.
She's
Thanks,
twisted.
Jade. Which
Okay, I don't.
which changes things for me as well.
She could potentially still be who she says she is, but some part of her isn't
But
real.
if she's not,
I don't know.
She does command a lot of authority, so I
then my
don't
march still.
I saw her
Let's
die.
continue.
Oh my, she's dead.
Yeah, but she also has a lot of power, a lot of influence, and that's a little bit scary to go face by herself. Right now, we are really just trying to make a place in the world for us.
Yeah, a lot like walking into a party and smashing a crystal.
Don't worry,
People
that
have no idea.
has something to do with it later, another time.
I agree.
I've bound to help you, so that's what we'll do first.
Well, we'll help you too.
Nice. We follow Hobgoblin.
Yeah, you guys travel for some time until you get to the mountains, and you see a couple of regular goblin scouts that he barks at, and they bark back in anger, but he says something back, and
Comprehend languages.
uh,
Comprehend languages.
that they are allowed on tribal lands, and they are not to be touched.
Piss off.
Sir Dan,
Yes.
geographically, are we near the border of Denethor?
Geographically, you guys are out about where this road is.
Oh, so we
It
went
actually
southeast.
cuts through this road. This route cuts through the Hobgoblin territory,
Okay.
and
Good to know.
it's generally considered fairly dangerous.
I like how the Sakura mini lives on the map now.
Next time I'll print off a copy of the map that's without the Kingdom of Ender on it.
So the big red route going over towards this major river over here.
Yeah.
That is Hobgoblin territory that we would be taken to.
Yeah, this right here is Hobgoblin territory. It's where the southern mountains are.
You know?
It's really a peak with some smaller mountains around it.
Yeah.
But that's where allegedly this Hobgoblin nation lives.
Cool. Alright, cool.
Okay. Who's hunting?
So, now the original idea was to hunt one of these down, claim some of its poison, and use it against our enemies in the city. Is that still what you guys want to do?
Say that one more time?
Was to hunt one of these down to claim its poison to use for ourselves against the enemies in the city. Remember? That was used against you.
Did not know that, but it sounds like a great idea.
Is that still what we want to do?
Your lead on this, whatever.
Something stupid just occurred to me. Could we not try to ask these hobgoblins if any of their wyvern poison has left their borders? Because if these are so precious to them, how the hell did it get out? Maybe they know who bought it.
Not ask that question.
Yeah, that's just no. Did they speak any common?
They seem to be speaking only Goblin.
No, how do they talk to the Goliaths?
Those ones,
Those
spoke common.
Fudge. Get the idiots.
But this guy that led us, he's just basically doing it through like guttural hand signals and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, that's a good point.
But what would the delegation all the way up there have to know about what's going on in another part of it? Like, I can see that as a point, but it should be like, something of note that like, how did this happen? But
We can hunt the wyvern. I'm just now wyvern. Whatever. I'm just now trying to figure out if there's another way we can get this information.
yeah, definitely ask about that. So,
That might be something to do more in the city.
Well, that was the thing is that Avery's dad was looking into it.
Right.
We have the source right here. If you're going to get attacked going onto these lands, whoever got the poison had to come through the goblins.
Yeah.
So theoretically, someone knows.
Well, this is
Yeah.
one place
Just
where
off topic,
wyvern.
but I just scrolled through this and it says right here I can learn 2 extra languages. So
Okay.
all I have is just comment and giant, and then right underneath there says I can learn 2 extra languages.
Yeah. What languages do you want?
Okay.
That one might be useful if they're nearby.
If you were wanting to pick Goblin as one of them, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, might as well. I'll do Goblin on there.
thank
Okay.
you.
That makes sense, especially if they've been negotiating with Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that way you can interrogate prisoners.
Yeah. The Hobgoblin, then you're able to communicate. He seems to be very trepid about his communication with you, like this is as strange to him as it is for you. Kind of thing.
Oh, hey, I get Nordred. If he doesn't talk, I give him a sack of like 10 gold pieces.
I've got charm person prepared.
Okay.
Make sure you read the description.
I know he's aware of it. I'm trying to make sure that I have to talk to him. I'm not sure.
But
Alright, so I casually walk up to the hobgoblin.
Casual.
Don't make eye
polite.
contact and don't show your teeth. It signs of aggression.
So,
Yes.
He's like, but
I'll get you service.
so I had a question. So these
Your charm.
people were wondering, since these wyverns were really, really interested with just only you guys, they said that poison from the wyverns have been out from the sacred grounds. We were just wondering, has anyone or any creature come in here and procured any of these poisons.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay, dokie.
I hate myself.
6.
Is he stupid?
He looks at you, scratches his chin. Yes, we've had instances where we have found evidence of poaching upon our lands. We cannot have not been able to find these poachers, but we have seen evidence of poachers upon our lands.
Thank you for the information. And then go back and tell everyone.
Okay.
They can give us any information. We can take these poachers down.
Yeah. But I have to go over
Also, I just casually give you back your money.
there. Considering your first payment, you're doing a good job. You're doing great. Is it food? It's
We don't have any.
No. Okay. Yeah, I'll take care of that. If you see anything gold like this, just give it to me. I'll take care of it. No problem. No, it's not food. But I can get you food, sir. I can get you.
I'm gonna blow his mind when I get him some chocolate coins.
He's gonna start biting into every single point.
Chocolate.
Okay.
And then this one's just rub the tooth on it.
Alright, so our goal then is to kill their wife.
It's not a bad
Correct.
idea to have the poison.
Okay.
All right. So give me who's hunting.
I mean, I will be.
All right. Then do me a good solid and give me that roll that beautiful.
Bardic inspiration plus.
Hold on. Okay.
Are you assisting?
Yes,
So-
assisting with Bardic inspiration on top.
So you're going to roll at advantage, and you're going to add d6.
Correct.
A d6.
I rolled twin 18s.
Nice.
Add a d6.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Arkon's the de facto leader.
21 plus. Well, this is survival. Correct?
Yes.
So 25.
25. You find a nest, and there is no movement from around the nest, but you think you guys can climb up there and get to it.
So what? Describe the net is.
I just
Just
start
on the perch
climbing.
of a rock, or
Yeah, it's on a cliff face. It's up on a cliff face, but you think you can like an overlook, but you're pretty sure that you can make a path up around and come around to it.
Y'all want me to scout with the raven first?
Yes.
Sure.
I just start climbing.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
I've got climbing.
Before we do this, just be aware. You know, before the hunting grounds got separated, we've hunted these things as well before. I have never personally, but I've heard of it. These things, they will not land. They will try to take us out from the air. Okay? They will try to separate the weakest. They'll go after the weakest of us. That's not for us to separate. And if we can somehow use these, I bought these pikes and nets for a reason. If there's some way we can use these pikes, if we're going to get into melee combat with them, then we can at least have reach. And if we can ground it with these nets, that's our best advantage.
We can try a sleep spell on it, but it may not be enough.
Now,
I can climb up and drop a rope down for the rest of us.
If you're, not seen right, that's all.
but I mean, can we fight on a cliff face? That's my point.
This is a dumb question, but would we have had this conversation before?
Yes.
So that way I could have prepared my spells correctly?
That would have been a great conversation.
It would have been.
I mean,
probably
you know
didn't-
where you have the nest.
Yeah, we haven't disturbed it.
No, but like, if we've already had the long rest, I've already chosen my spells for the day, unless we had this conversation. Actually,
I mean, we can camp out and wait till we see something come to it.
was like, yeah, I don't have magic missile right now, but magic missile would be very helpful for a target. I don't think none of my spells are really
We
ranged.
camp another night.
Yeah, talk strategy over the night too. That'd be a good thing. Which I'd like to roll an Arcana check to find any more like qualities.
We're gonna be attacked in the middle of the night, I know it.
That's gonna be 18.
Okay, yeah. You know they have a poisonous sting. They're dragons by nature. They when they're up close, they'll bite and sting. When they're biting from the air, they will use their claws.
Okay, gotcha. So, problem is, I don't have much in the way of being very offensive when fighting a wyvern, but I have no problem trying to be a somewhat squishy distraction as best I can if others.
We'll take a pike at least, because that'll keep.
I got a bow and arrow. Damn. Sorry about that.
Take one of these pikes at least, that way you can attack it from a distance.
Yeah, we can try that. I've also got my crossbow bolt, my heavy crossbow, so I can at least, I can pepper it for a little bit and go for it. But yeah, as my idea of
Can you throw a net?
no, I am not very strong, good sir.
Probably you two Goliaths
I'm
are
good
the
at that.
ones who can
What's
use
your
nets.
dexterity?
I'm a medium dexterous person opposed to you, if that makes sense to you. So I can, if anything, run away and get it under something if you need me to, and get it to a point as fast as I can. At which point, our big hulking friends, love y'all, have the opportunity to drop off a net and try to ground it, if that is an idea. At which point we can proceed to weaken it, and maybe even at some point we get to a point where our Dastrianized sleep spells would be effective at that point, if we want to do a nice little coup de grace on this fell
You think
beast.
you could put it to sleep?
If we heard it enough, maybe.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, this is a dumb idea, but I can cast spells through my familiar sometimes. I could use like thaumaturgy or prestidigitation to try to make sounds that might attract it and have it follow the raven.
I mean, that's also a viable thing to bring it towards a location, and I don't have to be like live bait for it.
We need to get nets on it first.
Oh yeah, agreed. But we got to
Yeah.
bring
Right.
it to those nets. Yes.
Right.
So I don't know if we can maybe get into like a little narrow crag valley and bring it down towards us to say finish the kill. Maybe I can play dead as like showing wounds and have the smell of meat coming off to me, and it come try to pick me up. You throw a net onto it when it tries to come grab me to go eat.
Also,
So you're familiar to try to draw it out.
we could. Another dumb idea. We haven't checked the nest. It's not egg season, is it? Because it may just want to defend the nest.
That's also true.
It would land if,
Yeah.
if it can't get to us in the
Well, I
air.
think you're definitely going to send your Bullock to come investigate it, right?
I can do. Actually, I could probably cast invisibility. I could cast invisibility on my familiar. Yeah, and then if I really want to be careful and go send him around to see what he can see.
Or do you want to do that now, or do you want to save invisibility for later for you?
If we are waiting till tomorrow, now is fine.
Oh,
I got
absolutely.
Keep it a bird's eye view.
Because it would be helpful to wait. I mean, we could probably handle it today, but I don't have magic missile, which is my only real range spell.
No, I think you're right. You do recon today, and then fight tomorrow.
I like that idea.
So if we're ready, I can do that right now.
Sure.
Okay, so you're going to go and cast invisibility on your familiar.
And
Sound
then
good to you?
transfer, look through its eyes and go up there and see what I see.
There is, in fact, a wyvern in a nest with a single egg.
Okay. I relayed that information very quietly. But I think I can still talk, even though I'm.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if it knows we're here, but it's going to be very protective, so we might actually want to back the hell up.
I think that caw and tookie don't work. For those who haven't seen it, that's a movie evolution.
All right.
Hmm?
Orlando Jones
Yes.
and David
Well,
Duchovny.
Yeah.
Watch it. It's
Okay, who's touching me?
Good one.
Somebody's patting me.
Okay.
So it seems like it is going to be stationary, and we can
Unless we pull it out.
throw
Also,
it out, but that's not likely if it's going to defend the
No,
net.
it's not going to defend it. It's going to defend its egg.
Also, it might be a good idea to not poach the egg. Not
Can we-
screw the egg up if we can.
Take the egg.
Might be good to either sell
We
or
promise.
use it as bargaining for goblins.
Our word was that we would only kill one life.
We can bring the egg to the goblins and see if we can barter with them for something with it. It might be.
I think that Arkon's like, this is part and partial. I'm taking it. It goes with the wyvern.
Whatever works.
Or the mother.
So we're confused about who's touching me.
I'm looking at the egg on the nest.
Well, our goal is to kill it, so why don't we kill
Just
it?
like
and then
petting
just
my
go get
hair.
it?
I don't want to
I'm sorry,
separate
what the
it.
egg?
Huh?
Go what the egg? Later?
I think we would just get the egg. If we can kill it, we just get the egg afterwards. When it's
Oh,
not
okay.
protected.
We just got
For
to
some
be
reason I
careful.
thought you said eat the egg afterwards.
No,
I'm seeing Arkon
yeah.
cracking this thing over, cracking this giant egg open.
I don't want to split us like
Probably
that.
use
Just
the
Sakura,
this and-
you're
We're gonna need
you're
you.
ahead. Yeah, we're gonna need you.
Yeah.
So, but that's probably closer.
We already lost one.
I'm just getting my head pet.
Okay, so what is the plan?
I bring the raven back. Let's back the fuck up.
Yeah.
Let's back the hell up.
All right. So, what did the topography look like up there?
The topography is like you can see it's not a footpath, but you can see a path to climb up to get above to the ledge. It's kind of a sideways route to get to the ledge where the nest is. But I mean, there's just enough space for you guys to fight.
There is. What about, can we get up there and throw nets down on the nest?
Yes, there'd be a way there's enough space to kind of continue around a little bit because it's kind of an L-shaped area where it sits, and you can come from above here and throw nets down.
But like a wyvern doesn't have any ranged attacks, so as long as we're threatening the egg, it shouldn't try to leave, right?
We want to ground it.
But I mean, so I'm saying,
No matter what.
that's fair, but I don't think it's going to run.
So, I'd rather just ground it instead of hope that it doesn't run.
We're gonna put its wings.
If possible.
If possible.
If possible.
Because I can see it now, really easy. Goes to fight it, it takes flight, goes picks us up, and just drops us off the cliff, and that's a very sad demise.
Yes.
As opposed to
None of us have featherfall yet.
as opposed to throwing net on it, and it can never just do that ever. That'd be awesome. But yeah, it's going to be dependent on big bulking people want to sneak up on
Oh,
it.
by the
and
way,
too.
I did say that the hobgoblin left you guys at the border and bounce, right?
Yeah.
We understand that. All right, so climb up, throw nets, and hopefully that works. If it doesn't, well then we'll just have to play it by ear.
Give me self checks to get up. Without alerting
This
the
is the
way.
next day.
The next day. That's the next day.
Okay, let me reorganize my spells a smidge. I'm gonna get rid of Charm Person.
And before we go up, I do want to give
So what was
guidance.
the thing for? Like, I
Stealth
know-
check. It's the,
I'm going to give guidance to Arkon, and I believe I can only give one at a time right now.
correct.
So yeah, I at least give Bardic Inspiration to Northern.
Okay.
I'll
That's
give
about
you-
6.
I'll give you 2 of the pikes, and I'll take 2 of the pikes and give you a net, and I'll take a net. And we've got 4 nets. So,
So you said it
2 nets, 2 pikes for Nordic, and 2 nets, 2 pikes for me.
And I rolled d20 and I got a 17.
Okay. That you do know you didn't have to use the
D6.
D6 right
You
away.
can use it whenever.
You could have used it whenever, but that's fine. You got the stealth check. You're fine. Okay. What's your stealth?
11.
Okay.
Womp womp.
What's your Sakura?
24.
Of course it is.
I pressed digitation to mask my smell to be just like, say, just water really, just really moist water with like no like scent to give off. What would you do? Or is that
I'll give you advantage on the roll.
Okay.
Hey, before we climb up, Dagwood, can I have my magic stick?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take some of my chicken blood. I'm going to do my healing runes on my face.
Okay.
In preparation for, to say the final healing word. 15.
What's your stealth?
15.
15. Okay. You guys quietly make your way up.
So you've got 2 pikes and 2 nets.
The pikes, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I got
This is
pikes,
the
I'll put it
ledge.
on.
This is where the nest is. Everybody, the ledge is over here, and I need. This is like. Oops, sorry.
I have a couple characters.
Go. That's upside down.
I know.
Oh, okay.
That's
All right.
the ledge for if you are going to be above it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So are we just assuming my raven lives on your shoulder now? Just forever?
Do you have something for you?
I don't think I have any
Doesn't
useful
matter.
spells that I
I
can
got
cast
this.
Actually, you know what?
to you.
No big deal. I'll just pop one of these bad boys up.
So I can take
I would have brought my old Arkon. Oh, no, I had another
Right?
player.
I don't know. this guy. We'll figure out which one it is.
You could be my mate.
Okay, where are you going to be?
So I'm going up with the cliff with you, correct?
Yeah, we're gonna try to throw nets on this thing, right?
You guys throw nets.
But is it assumed there are
Oh,
opposing ledges?
There's only one
Someone
ledge
just
there.
One ledge, okay.
It's L-shaped up here.
Where are you gonna be at then?
Probably
Where are you coming
about
from,
3 and up the
Sakura?
rear.
Over here?
Yeah, I guess it's like
Are you
I
coming
don't
up
wanna be
over the
front.
edge here?
I'm squishy. I have 20 hit points.
The ledge that those two are on,
Yeah.
can that be climbed down to where the wyvern's nest is?
Sure.
I can be up there with them now.
Roads.
You'll climb
Not
down
a main
later.
road.
All right.
Did we just like make 2 different references? Okay.
All right. I need everybody to roll for initiative. You guys will get surprised as it is not seeing you. Of course
I
it
just,
did.
of course, I missed the box and rolled another 2. To be fair, the box isn't always consistent.
Box has been better than no box.
Yes.
And I won't fight you. I'm gonna go out and buy a box tonight.
Okay. So, Arkon,
16.
Sakura.
Also 16.
I'm guessing Sakura has the highest dex.
Just 4 months.
Dasra.
9.
Idris.
Also 16.
Okay. What's your dex?
Plus 2.
What's yours?
Plus 2. Got a 14.
15.
Okay. So you're gonna go.
Wow. So I can strum the strings a little faster.
Oh yeah, from what was like
Yeah. And Norton, what'd you get on your initiative?
18.
Do you need to do it for winter as well? Or?
Winter is not here. He's watching the.
yeah, we lost.
He's watching the
Carriage.
carriage.
There you go.
Good one.
Got to make sure no random goblin or wyverns. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So-
my snake once, and I doesn't go around things that I poison.
So now we have Norton.
Our carriage for Joyride.
We come back, it's up on blocks. The wheels are gone.
Also, I just
That's
realized
kind of,
you're
I want to say that's racist towards goblins.
Inspire software? And it's just like Nordum, the anti-venom.
You guys want to know the good news?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Who's got the anti-venom?
He is the anti-venom.
Oh wow, that was cool. I wish I was actually a roll for something. I rolled that 20 and does nothing for anything.
Good.
I just rolled it. Okay, so fun note. Yeah, this is actually a fun note. You guys get surprise round, right?
Oh.
I rolled a 4 for my initiative, so you guys will actually all get to go twice. So, top of the initiative, Norton, what are you doing?
Okay, so since we're on the cliff, we're throwing the net on.
Okay, roll that attack.
You still have his inspiration, or did you already count
No,
that?
he already counted.
My bad. 10. I'm there.
Plus what?
That'll be 13.
13.
What class are you?
It hits.
I'm a barbarian.
You
want to rage?
Rage. Rage 2.
Yeah, a rage. You have 2 rages at your level, I believe, right? So you can bonus action rage, and that gives you extra damage and bonus advantage on your strength and con checks.
Yeah, you would have got a
Is
plus
it 10?
2. You would have got a plus 2 to that. You
No,
got
to damage. It's only to damage.
to strength checks. And
Oh, the
like
reckless.
that. Oh yeah, yes, not to the
Reckless
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
But he hit it. You have it on top of it. There is, in fact, now a net on top of the wyvern.
And you get 3 rages at level, if you're level 3.
He's should be level 3.
Yeah, you get 3 rages for a long rest.
Okay. And no, are you going to take any movement or stay right there?
I'm going to stay right there for the go.
And sorry, do you know what type of barbarian you are?
Did you not select?
I just got a barbarian. I was just
Because if you're a totem barbarian and you take rage, you're going to take half damage from everything.
I
Except the
You
psychic.
probably hadn't picked the subclass yet.
This is D&D Beyond.
No, it's not. It's the set that I use.
Okay.
All right, we'll derail things, but that would be
Yeah.
valuable for him to have.
I don't know which. Yeah. Yeah.
So I've got. If you wanna.
I got my books with me.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Go check the subtypes and make sure you check your subtype. What you are there.
If you want, I've got the other vampires.
Okay.
I didn't bring that target.
But if you want to look through them, you're welcome to. Okay.
Sakura,
Cool.
what you doing, lady?
Casting spell.
Ew.
Okay, what are you casting?
Guiding bolt. A 10.
It goes right over its head. The wyvern is yelling. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, Idris.
I would like to cast Silence on the centered on the what was it?
The nest.
On the nest. So 20-foot radius, sphere center on point. No sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere.
Such a bad feeling about that.
Any creature object to either side of the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Uh,
That's gonna be terrible later, I'm sure, but
so I think that's what I have for my action.
oh no. So
Then I will proceed to give a bardic inspiration to Arkon.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is all I have.
So how are
Okay.
you inspiring?
Go get him, big guy.
I thought you were gonna stand up and
I
sing.
got this. I was waiting for the song.
Hold on.
Arkon, Arkon, slayer of wyverns. Whatever you do, don't fuck this up. Arkon.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Alright, I select my totem.
Totem? Okay.
Just look at it.
So now you take half damage from literally everything.
Okay, dokie.
Okay. Arkon, your turn.
Uh,
Are you gonna pull a what's that movie where with the dragons in real life came out and the dude
oh, Rain of Fire.
Rain of Fire,
Yeah.
Rain of Fire.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now the question is, should I throw another net? Because I rolled a 21.
To hit?
Yes.
So what is that to hit with?
I got one net on.
One net on him.
Now, it says in the description of the net that he is restrained.
Correct, and must use his action to attack the net or to pull a strength check to get out.
Right. I'm thinking a second net.
Okay, that's a 21
Second
to
net.
throw the net.
Second net with it.
Okay, he's
Attack
got
net.
2 nets. Okay, you've got a movement action and a bonus action. I assume you're, well, I won't assume.
I'm gonna move down there with it.
So I need an athletics check.
13 plus.
Insane number.
Yeah, plus 7. So
20. Okay, yeah, you jump down. Okay. Bonus action.
I've got the rage.
Okay.
And I've got the 2 pipe. I'm gonna stay 10 feet back, so I've got reach with the pole on.
Yeah, you're there.
Pipes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Check. Okay, cool. All right. That's your turn, Dastria. Oh, and it's absolutely silent where you are. Don't forget.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Magic missile. Pew pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew. Go ahead and roll that beautiful beam footage.
11.
11. Okay, outstanding. Anything else?
That'll be it. I don't have bonus action rages.
Top of the initiative. Norton.
Okay.
That was the bonus. That was the surprise round. So now it's your actual
Turn.
turn.
So, what did Pikes do again? I'm sorry.
10-foot reach.
10-foot reach,
You stab
1d10
it.
damage.
Plus strength.
Plus your strength, or you can attack with your great axe.
I actually the great axe does. So I'm gonna jump down, run down.
Athletics check, please.
25.
Nice.
That is actually very good, and I'm assuming you're moving up on him to get within melee range.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll that beautiful beam footage for an attack roll. Oh.
3, that is 21.
Plus 3. You should have more than a plus 3.
Yeah, I should have.
It's your attack roll. It's that plus your strength modifier plus your proficiency modifier.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
So plus 5, so you got a 23. Yeah, 23. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And you're raged, so you're going to roll your D12, add your strength modifier, and the plus 2 for raging. You're good.
That's a 10 plus strength modifier.
Plus your 2 for raging.
Yeah, so that is 15, and then it also has a plus 3 on the end of my grade.
Oh no, that's your strength modifier. That's strength modifier.
Yep. Never
So
mind.
15.
15.
Don't forget your unarmed strike. Well, he bonus action. So
Yeah, he bonus action. So
No, he did his rage last round.
Also,
This is our second.
he did.
I haven't been able to find that rule in the book. I only found it in the monk rules that monks can attack unarmed as bonus action.
Anybody has a bonus action or has a bonus action 2-weapon fighting, and if you have nothing in your offhand, you just don't get your ability modifier to
You mean your proficiency?
I think it's your proficient.
It's 2-weapon fighting is what they call it.
Yeah.
But you can use your fist as a second
Yeah,
weapon.
I think you should use strength, whatever strength or dex.
Strength or dex modifier, or 1, whichever is greater.
Gotcha.
Okay, Sakura.
So does he
go.
need to make his second attack? He needs to make his
Second
unarmed
attack.
strike.
Your unarmed strike. No, no, you're right. You can make a second attack, unarmed strike. So same thing. You're going to add 5.
Oh shit.
5 to.
Your D20. Your D20 roll.
I just realized.
Nat 1.
That is a nat 1, my friend, and that unfortunately results in an opportunity attack. He's going to try to sting you,
No.
and you are very lucky that I rolled a 2.
Thanks. We don't have any real good feeling.
Okay, next, Sakura.
I need the restrained wyvern to do a dex save.
He automatically fails.
If he's restrained, does he automatically fail?
Yeah. What is the what does
Creature has
the
disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So it's a dex save. Nat 20 and an 18.
Okay, doesn't happen.
Holy smokes. I will never roll that well ever again for any reason.
Roll that well against all my spells, I guarantee it.
Literally. No, you hit me once with a guiding bolt that really laid me out. I remember that one. Anything else, bonus or otherwise? Idris.
Pull up the crossbow and start shooting at it.
Shooty.
That's going to be 14.
That's a hit. Roll that beautiful beam footage.
Really? Yeah. Surprise design. Surprise. Shit. Particularly 3 damage.
Total?
Total. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
I'm all proud of you.
Oh, did you know attack rolls against it has advantage? So roll that again. Just in case you got that.
No, natural 20.
Nat 20. Okay, that would have been good to know last round. Just be advised. Keep track of that.
Yeah.
Okay, next after Idris, Arkon.
Oh, so I have advantage. So basically, I just 14 or hit. I hit twice. Or re-roll for advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So roll.
And you're using what weapon?
No, great axe.
Your great axe. Okay.
Yeah. So I roll max damage with great axe.
Which is?
When that's 12 plus so 19 damage. And then the unarmed strike would be another 6.
Okay.
And
Okay, yeah.
move back. So I walked up 5 feet and move back 5 feet.
Okay, so you're 10 foot out?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Daxria.
Pew.
Again?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
What? Everything else I've got is like burning hands, which is probably not good for the net. Wow.
You can actually aim burning hands up.
How is it going to hit it if it's under a net, though?
Oh, well, I guess you would.
Oh, so I'd have to get close enough. I'm pretty sure it requires
It's
some
15 feet.
moment. But silence.
Oh, good question.
Let's see. Burning hands does require a verbal component. So,
As I
yeah.
was. Disregard.
So I rolled a 1, a 1, a 2. So that's
Lovely.
4 plus
7.
3.
So you're at 7. Okay. Its turn. It snakes its long neck out towards you and lashes its tail out at you. Actually, you know what? No, it's not. What am I talking about?
Restrained.
No, it can still attack. It just gets disadvantaged. But I'm deciding not going to do that. It's going to make that strength check. It's going to use its turn. Its action gets taken, and it does throw off one net.
So we have 2.
And that's its action. And let's see here. Next up initiative, Norton.
Norton?
Norton.
Gordon. Alright, so since it did throw off the first net, so I only have 1 net, you only have 1 net.
That was it, right?
Yeah, I had 4 nets.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
got
God.
2, he got 2.
About 4.
So
The question is, do we continue to do damage? How much damage did you do first round?
You did max. Or, not max.
Not max, but it was
Close
like,
to max.
Close. Like,
You did like 2 off of max.
yeah.
Do you remember how much?
It was like 23.
I mean, I have no idea how many hit points it's at, but I kind of want to track it so we know what to do if we need to try to net it again.
It's not bloodied yet.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah.
I did 15 damage. Plus, I think, yeah. 15.
And you clubbed the unarmed.
I did 25.
Yeah.
You did 3.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
You
It's
did.
going to be a while.
You did. What did you do?
7 this last time. I
It's
don't
7 and
remember.
11, I think.
Yeah.
7 and 11.
It's either 12.
No,
At
it's
least
11.
11, okay. So yeah, 18 damage.
Yeah, I got 11.
So, I would rather be safe, and I would throw down my last net.
We've done 61 points of damage to it so far.
Yeah, I'm glad we haven't tried to
Roll
sleep it yet. Because I think sleep is going to be somewhere between like 20 and 40.
So that's total of a. Nope. Remember, you got your proficiency modifier to it. So that's an 8. Still not good enough, but your net falls short. Okay.
Wait. What is he trying to make?
It's AC.
Just attack?
Yeah. Okay.
Does his attack not get advantage?
Does he get advantage since we're...
Oh, you're right. You do get advantage. Roll
Yeah.
that again. It's restrained.
Nope.
Is that a nat 1?
Yes.
Oh. Right.
I'm just gonna.
Would you like the shame box?
Oh, we're rolling the box!
Roll the shame box! I'll share my box.
Okay.
This is my man to keep. He'll take care of
I'm
my
not
dice.
going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
Listen.
I'm not going to say anything.
I'll leave your box, actually.
I was rolling some really good ones, and then bam, not ones.
Yeah.
Left and right.
Okay.
Take my curse. Be the cursed one.
No. Sakura.
Short bow.
Okay, roll it.
Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna hit.
Yo.
Oh, Jesus.
You drop your bow.
Oh, no!
Give me a dexterity saving throw. You drop it, but you keep it from going over the cliff. You're prone. Okay, Idris.
So to drop concentration, that's not an action of any sort, right?
No.
This is free. Seeing that silence has not been useful, rather than just keeping this to a very quiet scene, I'm going to drop silence. And then, if only
We don't have fire.
no.
Blow
Then
that egg in shell.
I'm going to use a bonus action to use my last bardic inspiration to give it unsettling words.
Tell me what that does.
So the creature must subtract a 1d6 inspiration dex from the next saving throw it makes before the start of your next turn. So I'm gonna roll a d6.
You have to remind me of that. 1.
Damn.
Hey, that 1 might be it.
Okay, and then I am going to proceed to take out the javelin of lightning,
Okay.
and I am going to shoot it past it to go take the javelin so that take it to a point in front of it, if I can, so I can get that whole nice little
Zappity zap zap.
zappity zap zap.
Roll it.
All right,
Come on, come on.
that's a 19, so that's gonna be like a
23.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll all those damage.
So yeah,
I get a
need
dex save.
Dexterity save.
-1 and at disadvantage.
Yes.
So my dexterity save comes to a whopping 1, not natural. And yeah, go ahead and roll all that d6.
Does also get to do like the javelin's damage too, or not?
It's just all the d6s. Lightning.
Alright, so that's going to be 12 damage total.
Awesome. As it streaks out, everybody give me a perception check.
Oh.
That's horrifying. Go ahead.
It's very loud.
No.
I'm blind! It's lightning.
5. I don't think my familiar gets its own
Is that
perception,
perception?
does it?
13.
15.
14.
You think you hear something. You're not sure what. It's coming from far away. Okay.
Oh
Oh my god.
All right. Now,
Wrap this up.
Arkon.
Sorry, y'all. I tried to
Natural 20.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a hit.
Confirmed for me. And now roll a natural 8 plus 7, so 15. Is it 15 hit on arm?
Yes, it does.
It is? Wow, okay. Oh, that's right. You have a 14. So 2. So 29 for the great axe
Last thing in here.
plus 6. So 35 damage.
Plus 6.
35 total.
It is bloodied.
Oh, good god.
Okay.
Yeah, Sleep's not going to do anything on that until we hit it a bunch more. At least another
Okay.
round or two.
We've done a
Dastria, your turn.
Dumb question.
Don't answer.
Is there a way, first of all, could I get up next to it? Am I close enough? I don't know if I am. I think my movement is 30.
Yeah.
Without taking a dash action.
Yes, you can get right up next to it if
Now,
you want.
is there a way to position myself where I can cast Burning Hands on it without hitting the egg or my teammates?
Right here.
So, yes.
Yeah.
In that case,
What about the nets?
would I know if the Burning Hands would affect the next
Yeah,
turn?
we burn those nets right through.
Okay, then I'm not going to freaking do that. Wait, hold on, wait.
Save it for when
No! I've got another thing I can do. If I'm remembering this correctly, I have... yeah, I can change it from fire damage to force damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's an order of scribes. As long as I have like 2 spells prepared that are the same level, I can swap their types. So I can technically make magic missile fire damage. So I'm taking the force damage and applying it to burning hands.
Oh yeah.
Forcing hands.
Ah!
That sounds horrifying.
No, it's different.
Now I'm going to warn you. I thought I heard something. My suspicion is, be ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
They might have a mate coming.
I get
Love
dex
that.
save -1 at disadvantage.
That
That was an 11.
No.
Okay. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
8 and 14 damage. It's still okay. But it's more damage than I was doing.
14. Nice.
Yeah.
It's unhappy, Bob.
And I can't move away. I am right next to it.
Here's squishy.
Literally.
Okay. Its turn.
Double check and see if that. Okay, I can do. Yeah, it's a reaction.
Throws off a net. Down to 1 net.
Trying to make sure if this spell I can cast before or after I hear
Okay.
the result. See if he tries to-
Norton, your turn, bud.
Alright, I am quite scared, so I was just bringing up my great axe and what I do the unarmed action. So my great axe.
Unfortunately, that is not going to make your unarmed strike then, if you wish to.
Wait, did you have advantage?
No, you did not. Roll it again. You get advantage on
Does
the
it have any
check.
more nets on him though?
It still has a net on it.
Oh, okay.
That's my.
No. And your unarmed attack, if you so choose, is also going to be an advantage. That's going to hit. Go and roll again, see if you get crit.
Anything better. Okay, I'm just 14.
And then what's your strength on is 3?
Yes.
So 40. All right, does the 3 damage. And next, no bonus actions or movement? No, you're under strike, no bonus action, so your movement. Any movement there, Norton?
I'm just gonna move back just a little bit.
How far?
My pike reach, basically.
So, okay, cool.
Does when he does this on our chart, does he get to add his rage to the bonus damage? Or to the damage? The rage
Yeah,
damage?
Yeah, it does. Plus 2.
Okay, got it. Sakura.
Screw this. Jumping down on him.
I mean, serious.
Give me an acrobatic check.
I wasn't adding my strength bonus. Rage bonus either.
Acrobatics.
That's very on brand.
Yeah, you land on it.
Trying to ride the wyvern.
I just want you to know that it's awesome. That fits perfectly.
Hey,
There.
how is that?
I think she's been forced to wear
I
a
was gonna say,
noble
somebody
dress
take
for
a
so
picture
long.
of this and please send it to me.
I wish the top down light wasn't so bad.
23 to hit.
That is a hit, I'm assuming. Yo, of course
Oh,
you
you're
did.
eating it. Nice.
Okay, what's that damage?
He's part vampire.
Oh.
Not that
Cheat.
Cheat.
Not that we know, only I know.
Oh, that's right.
We just know that she
Well, no,
likes
we've
to
seen
write things occasionally.
seen it.
Yeah, I feel like we
7
all
points.
suspect.
What?
For 7 points.
7 points?
I'll spend a key point and
Very close.
very close.
That's pretty good circumstances. I don't want to know as long as it's not today.
25.
That's it.
Another 25.
That's beautiful. Go ahead and roll them. I love your light up, guys.
For 14 more points of damage.
Okay.
Alright, we're doing good. We're at 1.6.
Idris.
Okay. Just gonna do. I'm gonna listen around just to make sure there's nothing else coming at us.
Perception check with disadvantage. The claiming of battle.
So that's gonna be.
Just trying to see what's going on.
It's gonna be a 10.
You hear the screeching of another wyvern, and it is getting closer.
There's another one.
Oh,
And then
he's rock too.
I'm gonna do a. I'm gonna do a dissonant whisper just on the one that we're currently fighting.
Wisdom
Yeah,
saving throw.
20 reserve.
Yes.
A 3.
It's not. So it's
We've done 146 on this one.
36 psychic damage. It's gonna take a fat 14 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay right there.
Okay. Arkon.
Natural 15, natural 9. So we had a 22 and a 16.
Both hit. Let's resolve the first one first.
Okay, 15 damage.
What do you want it to look like?
Gonna march up, and you're up there on his neck, right?
Well, it's a long neck. It's got 10
Yeah.
foot reach with this.
Yeah. I'm just gonna march up with this massive swing just to decapitate the damn thing.
It sits there and it flops all over its dead. Okay.
I don't like that.
Okay.
If we're still doing turns, though, I definitely want to do something as soon as I can.
Okay. Second.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, so movement. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna grab the egg.
Oh no.
Okay.
We threatened the egg, the other one won't
Or it's gonna come after us.
Okay.
Well, it's already gonna come after us.
Norton, your turn. What are you doing? You hear it, and you're being warned that there is another one coming.
Okay, so since he's grabbing the egg, I want to see where exactly with the light.
Give me a perception check.
All right, don't fail me now, dice, please.
But what is our plan to do with the wyvern again? Just like,
That is
do we have any idea how hard that's going to be?
Okay, remember you get to add your normal ability modifiers to all these ones you're not proficient in.
I need to know a lot
Be
about
advised.
that.
You may not have proficiency. Yeah, and these should include like perception or wisdom. Okay, you got it. Never mind. You're good. But make sure you add your ability modifier as applicable down the line. Okay.
I don't know.
You don't see it. You don't see it. You hear it, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So like, since we're on the cliff, and how far?
Oh, it's a 300-foot drop right here and here.
I say we try and go down, like not the
Come back here and
The
go
way we
down.
came up.
Yeah,
Okay.
like try and make our way back down as safely as possible.
So you're moving towards that way.
We'll
Yes.
probably come back to the corpse. What's Papa Wyvern gonna do?
Okay.
Chopped its head off.
Yeah.
Sakura.
Tail off too.
That's I made a roll to see.
Sakura.
Chopping off his tail.
With what?
Dagger.
Okay. Give me a damage roll with. Give me a double damage roll, like a crit. You're almost through it, but not quite.
A bit of help here.
Okay. Idris.
I go grab my javelin, and then I also wish to take a dagger to strike at it.
Okay. Roll damage. Double damage. Double dagger damage. Double dagger damage. Say that 10 times fast.
That is 7.
7. You finish cutting through it, and you have a section of tail. As you can see from the model, you have about here.
Hopefully we got
Poison.
Poison.
Yeah, so grab it, and then I'll use the rest of my movement to get as far down towards the ramp and say, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go!
Okay. Arkon.
I rolled an 18. I don't know what check you want, but anatomy of the wyvern. Do we know where the poison sacs are?
Oh, it's all contained in the tail. That big bulbous part of the tail. That's where all.
So we got it. When they
Yes.
these two they cut it off. So
Yep.
All right. All right. Do I leave the egg,
Yes.
or do we use it as? Well, I don't know if it's intelligent enough. It's not intelligent enough to.
It's dangerous.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah.
Take it.
Give me
I
a
think it's gonna be mad either
Arcana
way.
check.
Arcana check.
Yep. It'll be the first time.
Anybody else?
14 plus -1.
They're smart enough to train,
Yeah.
but they're still dumb animals.
Would I think that I could use the egg to help, like if we were to threaten it to keep it at bay?
No. Well, it's
Or would it just enrage it further?
it would just enrage it further.
All right, I'll leave the egg and haul ass.
Okay. Yasria.
So I'm gonna.
You see it.
I can see
It's
it.
coming. It's dive bombing from above.
Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
So okay, my plan is probably I'm still gonna try it, I guess. Gonna have my familiar take off in one direction, mimicking the distressed cries of a wyvern, because it can do that. It can mimic sounds. And I'm gonna.
I want a deception that it knows what.
No. So it's with this. You have to make a wisdom save against it. It's very low, but I don't know if I could also cast thaumaturgy through it to make it louder.
Go ahead.
So it's loud. I don't. Again, you roll the wisdom check. I don't roll the stuff. According to this, you can see through it with a DC 10 wisdom. It follows the raven.
It's following the raven. Okay.
Run! Sorry, Warlock. Fuck!
Now, as it does a winging maneuver, it almost does a like 180 as it flaps up, and just it looks ticked.
You can read.
And that's where we're going to leave it for here. Thank you so much for joining us for the Inglorious Ingrates this week. We enjoyed having you here as much as we hope you enjoyed listening. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
What is that meme format where it's like something crazy happens and it ends with a to be continued that strummy? You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
What is that? That's exactly what I'm picturing here.
Thanks again. You folks have a great evening.
Bye.
Have a great one.
Doors closed on a